That was the Lars. There she goes. You're listening to Six Music. Good, isn't it? This is Russell Brand. Oh, I'm here with Matt Morgan. Matt don't look very well. Are you all right, Matt?
Yeah, I'm holding up.
Why are you all ill and fragile for?
Because I've been away at You know why I'm ill.
I know, but it's the convention of radio. I'm allowing you to say it. It seems more interesting to listen to.
I've been away at a festival. Download
Which one's
Festival.
good? Do you enjoy it?
Yep, Download
You
Festival.
look all vulnerable and fragile, didn't you? You
I
poor
know.
sod.
He said I would look like a granddad in a dressing gown.
I said a dressing gown. So you look like Grandad from Bread. I want me pudding. Trevor Locke, on the other hand, is dressed up like a work experience compo from Last of the Summer Wine in a peasant shirt, a neckerchief, and a funny hat. It's worth having a look at the there's a webcam for this radio station, Six Music. Have a look at it. You should see the pair of them. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't look that good, actually, to tell the truth, but I'm holding it together. We're going to have a great show today. We're going to be talking about World Cup memories. It doesn't have to be to do with football, you know. It can be something that took place under the context of the World Cup, or festival memories. Later on, we've got a new item, haven't we, where Matt's going to talk about idioms and things from language. I can't really see that happening. We're supposed to be dressed up as women this week. Why aren't we dressed as women? I'm here with Trevor Locke. You all right, Trev?
I'm all right. I'm recovering. I'm not very well again.
Trevor's in. What's wrong with you two?
Well, let's fake it. Let's just, I can hold it together for 3 hours.
If Parky or Brucey or one of the greats, they don't sit there going, "Oh, I feel ever so ill. My wife's left me." They just get on with the show. They don't tell you about. You'd never know if Parky had something up with him, would you?
Yeah, but I'm a different type of performer. I like to be real.
Yeah, you're rubbish.
Don't say that.
That's the essential difference.
I give the listener something real, authentic.
What, you sat there all ill, dressed up like the Last of the Summer Wine cast?
I'll battle through it.
Okay.
You could have said we all look virile and everything. You've set this up like some sort of old people's home.
That is what it feels like in here. It's like God's waiting room in here, these poor sods. We've got some fantastic music coming up. We've got New York Dolls, we've got Strokes there in the next half hour. Trevor Locke's going to be doing his competition. World Cup and festival memories. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Like here's a World Cup memory from us. Me and Matt was hanging out with the young BNP during the last World Cup. We're not racist. We're making a documentary. We weren't going, you've got some bloody good policies. They get some negative press.
Oh.
Didn't you realise? Did you just think they were a jolly bunch of skinheads?
I thought we'd joined.
No, Matthew, we disagree fundamentally.
Who were you making the
their
documentary
ideals.
for?
It was for a now defunct channel called UK Play. Me and him made.
That's a well-known documentary channel, that is, yeah.
It was good,
Trevor,
that documentary.
That became BBC's
Choice that was morphed into.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. For different episodes, I had a bath with a homeless man. That was your idea, wasn't it, Matt?
Yep.
I had a fight with my dad. Whose idea was that?
Mine.
Your idea, wasn't it? See a theme developing. Then I perform what can only be described as a sex act on a man in the toilet. Whose idea was that, Matt?
Mine.
Why do you sit 5 yards behind my life shouting things like, why don't you go in a lavvy with that bloke and touch him on his privates?
That was when you had your drug umbrella, as you call it.
Yeah.
And you pretty much would do anything. So people said to me, right, get him to do insane things.
Who are these people that's encouraging you? Who's the
Execs.
people behind you? Television execs. Get him to do stuff.
Yeah, saying, well, what will he do? And I said, well, he's pretty much do anything at the moment.
He's not well.
He's probably got about 6 months left. Get the best out of him.
Cram as much in and then just send him off to Disney World in the two big
We were going to do much worse things than the things we even did.
What else were we going to do?
We wanted to have your finger removed for a week.
You wanted to have my finger removed and have it sewn on. He looked into it, he phoned up hospital, see if he could get you. Can you remove my mate's finger, please? It'll be ever so entertaining. What about, we phoned up my mum and goes, Mum, would you mind having some prostitutes come and live at your house? You'll have to run the No. My mum's so lovely, she went, all right, Russell, I don't mind. And she was going to agree to it.
I think I was a bit mad in those days as well.
Yeah, that was 2002, Japan, Korea, 2002. But we lived with it. We went and stayed up with them racists, Mark Collette and all them others from the young BNP. It was mad. So we were watching football like 7 a.m. in a pub, all drunk.
It wasn't 7 a.m.
It was the match. It was all the matches kicked off really early because it was over in Japan. Yeah,
and everyone was. So we were with racists, and everyone in the pub was wearing England stuff.
And the racists were pleased about it, weren't they?
They were pleased.
And there were some strange moments, weren't there? Like there's
basically in that pub we went from we must have been drinking as well.
Yeah, we were drinking then.
And it all just ended in a big argument, and then they said they refused to film with us. It nearly was a fight.
Yeah, it nearly turned into a fight with the racists. We wouldn't have done well against them. Like there's that. What are you doing? Playing with your
turning
phone
it
now,
off
Matthew?
on the sly. No one would have known.
What's wrong with everyone today? Right, this is going to be a fantastic show. We'll have more World Cup memories later. Trevor Lock's got some festival memories. Send us your stuff, and we'll all have a right nice chat about it. You can text us on 64046, or you can email us at russell.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk. Listen to that for perfection. Let's listen to Trash, shall we? New York Dolls. That's Trash, New York Dolls, Six Music, Russell Brand, here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Lock. How are you, Matt?
I feel brilliant now.
Look at how Matt's picked up, almost as if he's been G'd up with frets. How about you, Cocky Trevor Lockie? How are you,
I
darling?
feel on top of the world. I'm tippy-toeing around the place. I love it.
We're like a white male supremes. We're not white supremacists. Given the talk of the BNP we've just been indulging in. So we're talking about idioms and World Cup stories today. Like, you can just send us a World Cup anecdote, or like sort of from your own personal life, you know, or you can send us some idioms and that. This is from Luke. He goes, I thought I'd combine the themes of idioms and football. Most of them can be applied to football and normal life. These are some idioms he don't like. They've made a schoolboy error. He don't like that.
Well,
I don't like to think
that.
of a schoolboy making
But
an
it's
error.
usually used quite smugly. Oh, schoolboy error.
Schoolboy error you've
Or
made
people
there.
say, page one, that's page one.
Yeah. Sick as a parrot, assuming parrots have got bird flu now, are we? Fair enough, Luke. They can control their own destiny. Surely destiny, by its very nature, is something you can't control. That's quite a good point. I am now controlling destiny. That's a proud boast, if ever I heard one. What else have we got here? Yeah, this is from Minty.
Minty,
Do you remember
you're back.
Minty? When she used to write us stuff ages ago, and I once got all excited, and Matt and Trev sounded like I went, Minty's written. They said you sound like she's been away fighting on the front, and you've been burning a candle for her, sat looking over the white cliffs of Dover, waiting for Minty's return. She says, I'm not as green as I am cabbage looking, apart from a lettuce and my Auntie Beryl, who would say that. And what about the apple of my eye? I'd go to the doctor if part of my eye resembled any fruits, except perhaps lychees.
What?
I've missed you.
I
She
didn't
What is she
understand
going on
anything
about?
you said there.
What do you mean? She goes, what about the apple of my eye? That's a phrase.
okay.
I'd go to the doctor if any part of my eye resembled fruits, except perhaps any fruits.
Yeah, the
except
apple of my eye,
lychees.
that is weird, actually.
Suppose it's like you're meant to be looking at an apple, but why are you looking at an apple for? It doesn't really make sense, does it? Trev, have you got any stories from festivals and that? Well, come on, you must have had all sorts of crazy festivals in your life.
I've never been to a music festival. I've been to harvest festivals.
You've been to a harvest festival,
Yeah, I've been
have
to
you?
lots of them, and agricultural festivals, the East
Yeah?
of England show.
What were they like?
They were nice. I remember an early memory when I was about 7 was a lady fainted because the Queen Mother walked by. It was so exciting.
she's only flesh and blood, seeing the Queen Mum like that.
Yeah, but when you're 7, right, and the Queen Mum's been on stamps and stuff, and it was like
She's been on stamps, this woman. Actually,
there
not
were special commemorative stamps
ones.
for when she was 90 or something. And I was a little boy, and there was this. She was like in a Pope mobile going around the East of England showground. They was like showing her off. Previously, there'd been cows and pigs and tractors.
Trevor, you're not trying to contextualise Her Majesty with livestock.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying what happened. That was the running order. She was top of the bill.
That is an act of sedition, Trevor.
I can
What, they
remember-
moved up from like chickens, pigs, all the way up
that's-
to the Queen Mother?
Yes.
Must have
Let's
taken
keep going,
ages.
let's go. We've got Jonathan Miller. Now, no, we're not going to. Why stop there? Here it is. It's the Queen Mum.
Where would a dolphin come?
Look, it's got nothing to do with it. It's an
Immediately before
agricultural.
Jonathan Miller and after an ape, I think.
You've misunderstood. It's an agricultural festival, so it's things like tractors, combine harvesters, and then livestock, and there
I
are
think you've
competitions.
misunderstood that we're talking about festivals, and you're now going on about tractors
Yeah,
and
we're talking
combine
about
harvesters.
festivals, music
Well,
festivals.
you
massive
know me. I
square.
haven't been to a music festival, have I? No, I've never been to one. I'm
Funny,
giving
innit?
you festival memories. This is a festival memory. I went to the East of England show. The Queen Mother was there, and a woman fainted, and I got crushed by a St John's ambulance man.
Rock and
Oh, it's
roll.
like Altamont all of a sudden. Luckily, then the Hells Angels stepped in to save you. Blimey, Cocky Trevor Lockie. Matt, I liked yours. So you had a bit of a problem getting here in a cab, did you?
Yeah.
Why?
I
What
did.
happened to you?
Well, he wasn't at my house. He
The
was
cab
somewhere
didn't come
else.
to your
Yeah.
house?
But then when I phoned him up and said, I was completely polite at first.
Hold on, let's see how polite you were. What did you say?
All right, mate.
Nice,
And he
lovely
went,
young man.
Hello. I'm not going to...
Come on, do his
Do the
accent.
accent. It was really funny when
racist.
You
did
can
it.
do
Don't
Indian
now.
accents without it being racist.
Where are you? I said,
Actually, you can't. No, you can. That's not racist.
Then
Go
I
on.
said-
although you hanging out with the BNP during the last World Cup was a bit racist.
but we were exposing
We
them
were
as
exposing them as
bad
racist.
people.
Go on.
And I said, well, I'm in my house, like that. It was like being picked up by my dad.
Yeah,
if
go on.
my dad was Indian and angry. And he went, well, of course you are.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's, and he said, he's on the Archway Road, not Junction Road, where I live.
In North London.
Oh, it was just, yeah.
And what was that bit where he went, bloody hell?
Yeah, he went, He goes, I'm bloody coming there.
Well, he got angry too quickly
He got
with
angry
you.
straight away, but I liked him for it. And then when I got in the car, it was like we were married and we were going along, and I thought, oh. And then
You were
he
angry with him?
Turned around to me all smiling, went, "Oh, sorry about the confusion."
Oh, you made it
nice.
up. See, people can get along, Matt Morgan.
But the thing was, he just went to the level of angriness that you'd get to after a 10-minute argument.
Yeah, he went
straight
directly
away.
there.
But he dealt with the whole situation. I just sat there quietly.
I just wonder what kind of a morning he would have. I've got an embarrassing cab story. Right, this is from another day. This makes me look dead bad. But so remember, at the beginning of the story, I've said I look dead bad, so you can't do me for it. I was like going to try and go to an NA meeting the other day, right? A cab came to get me. And I couldn't get to it because there was like a market going on in the street that it was in, so the street was blocked off.
Sound like you're living in Trevor's world.
There was a lady selling lilacs by the dozen. Like a fella went past on a penny farthing, tipped his, doffed his cap. "Good evening, squire," he shouts. No, it was morning, right? Trying to get to this NA meeting, and the cab driver couldn't get me there because it was all blocked off by this market. He goes, "Oh no, I can't get you there, mate." And I goes, "Well, I don't know the address of where I'm going." And he goes, "Well, okay." And I goes, "You'll have to walk me there. I'm going to an NA meeting. I'm very ill. I could die. Take me there. Take me to the bank." And he goes, "All right, yeah, all right, mate."
He walks you there.
Walked me there.
Did he put a lead on you?
Huh?
Did he put a lead on you?
He sort of held me by my arm and that while I sort of snuffled, ranted and huffed and puffed.
But the idea of a taxi is that it's a car.
Yes.
Not just the idea of someone showing you where something is.
I know, but I didn't know where that thing was, so I thought, it was really kind of him to do that.
Why didn't you just say it's down there, turn right?
Because I would have been confused by that, because like NA meetings is something's in dead mad places like nooks and old folks' homes.
Don't try and make it
He
sound
should have given you a
glamorous.
piggyback.
Yeah, he should have done, Trev. He was nice.
Got no
fella.
honour, that man.
Okay, so we were talking about I suppose it's summer memories, really, isn't it? 'Cause it's World Cup
Yeah.
stories, World Cup stories and festival stories. And that, if you've got any that you want to talk to us about, you can text us on 64046 or russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. Also, have a look at the webcam and have a look at this pair of poor saps. Let's listen to the Strokes, Under Control. The Strokes there, Under Control. You listen to Russell Brand on 6 Music. Nice day today, isn't it?
Lovely.
You're right, Matt.
Yeah. I
Good,
just feel a bit
better now.
tired and stuff. But
You're right, Trevor.
I'm all right, yes. Yeah, it's a tough day
Oh.
today. It's a big full moon out there, isn't it?
Is that what it is? You're
it's
in
affecting
Trevor
the
thinks
hell
that
out
the
of
moon
us.
affects
well, you
everything.
can see it now.
Well, no, but it's there. I
was
know
there
it's
last
there.
night as
Wasn't
well.
it huge last night?
All right, so it bothers you even when you can't see it.
Yeah. I mean, a big full moon can affect things like police officers. They always put more people on duty on full moons. And
Affects
and
police officers. They go,
and casualty,
Let's get more staff.
casualty departments always
Is that
have
true? I've heard that.
Yeah,
Is that not a myth?
Your mum's a
Hospitals always
nurse,
put
isn't
more
she, Matt? So
stuff
does
on.
she?
My
Has she got
mum's-
any stories about all this?
She's
Casualty
yeah,
nurse?
Sure, she's worked in casualty.
Ask her about it.
She mentioned it once.
We went crazy last night.
Who did?
Us lot.
I
wasn't
did
with
not
you.
go crazy last night. Oh, we did. We made that sitcom pilot for our Radio 2 thing. It was really brilliant, wasn't it, Trev?
It was explosive.
It's funny.
You were magnificent.
Thank you very much. You were lovely as well. And after the show, me and old Trev, we got hold of each other under a full moon. So we're talking about World Cup stories and stuff like that. This is from someone that's from Bognor. They're not prepared to divulge their identity. They go, "Last World Cup, my English teacher, Mr. Jennings, came back after school break as a woman. Now we have to call him Mrs. Van." That's nice. Confusing for a school
After
child.
break. Oh right, I thought
Summer
you meant
holiday.
like break time.
That's
Yeah,
what I
not
was
like-
thinking,
did
yeah.
you?
Have a quick change.
Right, okay, go out there, no running, it's wet break, stay indoors.
I mean, I knew you could get
Hello
a boob
everybody,
job.
welcome back to class. Blimey.
That must be difficult. I mean, it's difficult being a teacher anyway. Well,
Yeah.
not that I'm siding with them,
Yeah.
but that's odd, isn't it?
Well, it is
What?
a bit
Because
odd.
you have to live as a woman for a year, don't you, before you can have an operation and stuff.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to show that
Just to
you're
show
Well,
serious.
you're
you're
used
committed.
to, maybe not, because now you can get these boob jobs in your lunch hour. Maybe you can have a sex change in a coffee break.
You're
maybe.
obsessed with having boob jobs in your lunch hour, Trevor. It wouldn't surprise me if you went and got one.
Wow.
So this person wants to mention the sudden popularity of the kazoo. You can always hear it at matches above all the drum and foghorn and the crowd rendition of free lines. Yay for the kazoo, I say. Simple but effective. Claire, thank you for that observation and your affection for the kazoo.
I'm not even sure what a kazoo is.
You know that.
Something goes. It goes. Okay, so why don't we have a little bit? We're gonna like Stuart Mackenzie's Freak Zone. Let's
No,
advertise it.
no.
It's a trial for it.
No.
What's the matter, Trevor?
You've pronounced his name incorrectly.
Stuart McConey.
Yes. That's
Oh.
right, you've pronounced it correctly.
Stuart McConey's Freak Zone.
That's right, yeah.
You said Mackenzie.
I think it's because of the Freak Zone bit. I saw the Z in Freak Zone. Stuart McConey's Freak Zone. Let's do a try about that. Then what we're going to do, Kirsty McCall.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
BBC Six Music.
World, Kirsty McCall. So, you listen to Russell Brand on Six Music. You're right, Matt. You're a bit more chipper.
I feel much better now. Coffee's sorted me out.
Good. I'm glad you're flinging out your arms triumphantly. You okay, Trev?
I'm getting better by the second.
You've got a text message there, haven't you? I gave it to you earlier.
Yeah, I have. It's on the festival theme.
Yeah, how was
it's
it
a bit
saying?
naughty, really.
Tell us it.
I don't want to condone this sort of behaviour, but it's anonymous and quite rightly so.
You're in no position to be judging festival behaviour. You told me and Matt that you crunched up aspirins and smoked them in a joint, like when you were 16 years old.
That wasn't at a festival.
Where was
That
that?
was a World Cup memory from 1990 before I did a gig with my first band, Jowett. We thought
My first band, Jowett. Then we formed the Style Council. What kind of a childhood were you having?
Does that do anything? Smoking aspirin?
Well, we were sort of country boys, so we didn't really know much about drugs. We didn't have a great opportunity to experiment with drugs. We had marijuana, and that was about it.
Oh, you poor soul. Couldn't you get your hands on no crack out there in the countryside? Sounds like hell, your childhood.
What we did, we got the top of a Bic pen, which has got a hole in it.
Should we be...
Trevor, don't tell
broadcasting
children how to take aspirins as drugs. Mind you, it won't do anything except cure your headache,
I'll tell you what it did. It did a really funny thing to me. Throughout the whole of the first part of the summer of 1990, at about 8 o'clock, my head and face would go all numb.
At 8 o'clock for a whole summer?
For about 6 weeks, for a 6-week period.
What, from one aspirin joint?
It really freaked me out. Yeah?
At 8 p.m, regular as clockwork?
What happened was we had a gig. It was an assembly gig. We were leaving school. It was the last year
An
of the fifth form.
assembly gig. Pretty crazy days.
And when he says gig, he puts his arms up like he's holding a guitar.
Yeah, so we had an assembly gig.
We're having a gig.
So we got there early. And we thought, as a little bond,
really rock and roll. We got there early. We didn't want to let anyone down.
We got there early because we were playing the guitars. So we got our Bic tops out and did the thing with the aspirin.
What?
Yeah.
It was like a bonding thing. It was like a...
Why did you do it? It's just...
Because we were kids. It was a schoolboy era.
Crazy days, man. We were all smoking aspirin.
We wanted to, be like in a rock and roll band, and we wanted to do that rock and roll behaviour, but we didn't have anything to do with it apart from aspirin and Bic pens. So we did that.
When did your face go numb?
It made us... We were completely pain-free for about 2 hours. It was incredible. And,
we're talking about spiritual pain.
Yeah.
And then what happened
was your childhood like the singing detective? Were you in constant pain? Sat wheezing like Dennis Potter on a ward.
Whenever Trev's performing, he's totally free of pain. Most at home.
It's true. But so what happened was, it had a sort of flashback effect on me. And I can remember I stayed up all night and I thought I had this thing with Jesus, and it was all...
You thought you had a thing with Jesus? What sort of a thing?
You should never take real drugs.
Never. If that's what aspirin do to you, Trevor,
I went
stay away from peyote.
Potty. I went.
That means you're mad. That just released it. That just gave you a conduit for your own madness.
For your own insanity,
I
Trev.
went potty and I woke up in the morning and I thought I'm anemic, and I ran to the co-op.
I thought I'm anemic and I ran to the co-op. I'm anemic to the co-op.
Trevor, this is insane drivel.
I bought about 2 pounds of fresh liver. And
right, this is nonsense.
Stop it, Trevor. That's a lie. That's a lie. You did not run to the co-op and buy 2 pounds of fresh liver. You're just making things up. I don't think any of that... Matt, do you think any of that happened?
I think it did happen, and that's why I feel so damn scared.
OK, let's go to the news now and contextualise us as people that live on a planet, not Trevor Locke's playthings from his berserk and loopy little mind. Let's listen to the news. Cooks, you don't love me, but ironically, I really like them. Paul Sausages. This is Russell Brand on Six Music. You're right, cocky Trevor Lucky.
Really, all right. I think the Kooks are excellent. They've got such an original sound, and I love his voice.
You're like a teenage girl. How are you feeling, Matt?
About the Kooks?
Just about life, because I know you're cynical about
Indifferent, how dare you?
I've just been at a metal festival all weekend. It just doesn't sound heavy enough for me now.
Don't it?
Nah.
It would look at the state of you after that.
I'm all clean and nice. You should have seen me last night. I washed my hair and it looked like hot chocolate coming out of it. It's all brown. Oh, it's horrible.
Hot chocolate coming out of your hair.
Because it was so hot there and dusty.
Yeah.
It was like my hair had gone like wire. It was horrible, and all this dirt came out of it. But I'm all right now.
Here's a festival story from Steph Bond. Hi guys, my festival story is from Glastonbury 2000. We came back to our camp one night and we wanted to get a fire started to warm us up. My friend then saw that the deaf couple who had camped next to us still had a fire, but no one was to be seen. She then ran over and stole a flaming piece of wood, stealing fire, like Prometheus himself, stealing fire from the gods, for which he was punished by having his guts pecked out by an eagle for eternity. Horrible way to suffer, just for stealing fire from the gods. Hard place it was, the old days. So, stole fire, and then she rang back holding the torch of flame, shouting, "It's all right, they can't hear us." awful. Stealing from the deaf. She rang back saying, it's all right, they can't hear us. She then slipped on some tarp and fell flat on her face, but still managed to hold on to the fire. It was really funny, and we spent the rest of the night by our stolen fire, all toasty and a little bit ashamed. Steph from Blackpool, stolen fire.
Should deaf people have an unattended fire? Is that bad?
Oh, come
Matthew,
on,
just because you're deaf.
Well, should anyone have an unattended fire, I mean?
Well, you said deaf people, Matthew. You isolated the deaf. Fortunately for us, the deaf can't listen to the show, can they?
They can. Digital radios.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Can they?
Yeah, it comes out with Braille.
Well, they're not
It comes out as braille. That's the blind. Trevor, how's your brain working? You just said, I woke up one morning, I felt anemic, so I ran down the shop to buy a £2 of chopped liver. Now you're saying that
Blind
deaf people listen to the radio and it comes out as braille. They could just have writing. They have normal writing colour. They've got eyes.
Blind people just listen to the radio.
Blind people can just listen to the radio. Deaf people can read normal things. Your knowledge of the disabled, Trevor, is shocking. Oh, this is something really awful, man. Right, so that was a really good World Cup memory. That's a festival memory.
Yeah.
Really fun. Stealing fire from
Steal
the deaf.
fire at a football game, would you?
No, you would not. It's the last place you should be stealing fire.
We've got a caller on the line.
Mandy's on the line. Hey, Mandy. All right, Mandy.
Hello.
You all right, dear?
Yeah, very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, we feel well. I feel quite good, even though I was working dead hard yesterday doing the pilot for our BBC Radio 2 sitcom.
Yeah,
And
no, it was hot in there, wasn't it?
Sorry.
It was hot in there, wasn't it?
Oh, you came and watched, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you enjoy
great.
it?
Huh? Yeah, I did. I really
Don't
did
leave
enjoy
it
it.
a big hanging pause after I say, did you enjoy it? It makes it sound like it was rubbish.
It
I
was
can't
hot,
hear you
yes.
very well, I'm sorry.
Why can't you hear us very well? Was that better?
Yeah, that was much better. Thank you very much.
Matt said maybe you're deaf, in which case, keep your eye on your fireplace. There's a villain about stealing fire from the deaf. Yeah, so it's quite funny, was it? Have you got any particular highlights that you want to mention?
Well, I really enjoyed Trevor. I thought he was the highlight for me. There was one scene where he has to, he kind of gets the girl, and it's before he starts killing a load of squirrels, not to give anything away.
Because remember, one of the themes, interestingly, in our sitcom is Trevor killing small animals, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a theme that I think runs throughout his
Trevor's life. That's why we picked up on that when writing the sitcom. It's interesting that you should choose to praise Trevor out of all the cast of the sitcom, because who else was in that sitcom? Me.
Well, there's actresses as well.
Me? There was actresses. There were actresses. Oh, it was a gala of an event. It was a wonderful evening. Actresses, Trevor Locke. What about me? I was trying my hardest.
Yeah, I know, but you get loads of praise all the time, and I don't think Trevor gets enough.
Oh,
so.
Right,
Mandy,
well, that's
you're
funny you
so
should,
right.
Mandy, it's funny you should say that, right? Because afterwards, this producer that we know, Susie, right, afterwards went, oh, Trevor, well, this is true, Matthew, right? Susie goes, oh, Trevor was brilliant, and there was that really good bit where it was a reference to if you overhear something from the universe, it's advice for you. She goes, that was a really good bit. Trevor was really good. I was, what about me? I went into a proper sulk and said I was going home. Yeah.
Did you?
Aw.
What, in front of her?
Yeah.
Oh, an idiot.
Stormed off.
But the thing
Is
was,
this the thing that I was meant to be a waiter in?
Yeah, you were meant to be a waiter, but instead you effed off to get
So
your head full of
you
hot
missed out,
chocolate.
mate.
So you made it sound like if I wasn't the waiter, the thing couldn't go ahead. But
Yeah.
it seems to have gone rather
Yeah, we had
well.
to
so what, did you
rewrite
try
it.
and destroy it, did you?
No, I didn't. I was at a
We
festival.
coped, Mandy. You're right. That's exactly right. We coped without him.
Who was the waiter
Yeah.
then?
We cut it out.
We just cut that
used a
part
piece
out.
of paper with a face on it or something.
We used stickers, and it was very good. Party as well. Okay, Mandy, have you got any festival or World Cup memory stories for us?
Well, I can't stand the World Cup, so I've gone for a festival memory.
Okay.
And it was years ago, I went to the Phoenix Festival, and that was still happening, so I was like 15 or something. I thought I'd be really rebellious and get my belly button pierced. I thought it'd be a really good idea, and I didn't realise that what it meant was that I would have to spend the rest of the festival in a great deal of pain, what could only be described as like a nappy, covering my entire stomach.
You had to put on a little nappy?
Well, it was just like a big pad they sort of cover up the piercing with,
Oh,
and I had
dear,
to wear it all
festival.
weekend. And it was really hot as well, because the Phoenix Festival used to be held on like an airstrip, so there was no shelter, no shade. It was really hot, and I just remember just being quite a lot of pain with a large nappy, so I couldn't strip off
Oh,
and
that's
reveal
horrible.
Was it
anything. So-
weeping?
Trev, stop trying to eroticise Mandy's belly button piercing.
Oh, I've had my belly button
Wait,
pierced as
was it
well.
weeping? That's horrible.
Horrible
Well, why
question.
else would you be wearing a nappy? if
Trevor,
it's-
you've got your belly button pierced.
I had it pierced. I took it out.
Show us it
What,
now.
when you were
That's a
high
lie.
on Anadin?
It was pretty crazy days. I injected myself full of Lemsip. I went out and thought I'll get my gut pierced. Then I felt, oh no, I think I'm epileptic, and went to the shop and bought a couple of kidneys and a pig heart. How does your mind work, Locke?
I was going out with this girl called Emily, and she made me do it. She thought it would look good. It didn't suit me at all.
Of course it wouldn't.
No.
I can't imagine anything that centres around your abdomen looking anything other than shocking. Mandy, thank you very much for your call, darling. Thank you for
No
your
problem.
praise, even though it was directed at Trevor Locke, which for me feels like misdirected American Friends of Fire. So thanks very much for your call, though, Mandy. Stay,
All right,
keep
cheers.
listening to the show. And also
All
remember
right.
to download the podcast, because we're number 6 in the hit parade now, aren't we doing well, Trevor and Matt?
Right.
Brilliant. Excellent that we're number 6, but we've got to get to number 1, ain't we?
We have.
We've got to strive. Come on, girls, let's do our thing. Let's listen to what we're going to have a session track now, aren't we, Matt?
Yes.
Future Eds. Exciting to have the future. Look at you looking
gonna be
around all
brilliant.
bewildered.
Well, I've got so many buttons to press. I'm completely shattered.
You're not running the planetarium, Matthew.
It feels like it sometimes.
Does it?
I'd like you to have a go at this one day.
All right. Well, one day I might. Also, we're meant to be dressed in women's clothes. You've not
Let's
kept
do that next
pledge.
week. Yeah, but I had 2 hours sleep. I got a taxi back from up north.
From up north. Bless him. Matt's understanding of
Where
the
is the
world. It's so
Download
primitive.
Festival? I thought it was on the Isle of Wight.
No, there's the Isle of Wight
Trev.
Festival this weekend as well.
Trev.
It's in
Donington Park. Oh, it's the Monsters of
so
Rock
it's
Festival, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mandy just hanging out.
Just hung up.
Mandy, you came and you gave without taking, but we sent you away, oh Mandy.
Well, we did
That's
stop
brilliant.
talking to her for a while.
That's true.
No,
She's
fair
just-
enough.
It's lovely, Mandy just made a decision. I'm off now.
Change her nappy.
Listening to this.
She's going to change her little nappy, do you think so? Is it weeping? Trevor, the questions you ask people
Well,
is
why else would you
disgusting.
be wearing a nappy over your belly button hole?
I don't know. Why else? Oh, over your belly button hole. Stop trying to make everything about sex. Right, this World Cup for me, this summer, will be defined by kiss and tell stories. There's another one in the People today. We'll have a little chat about that after this session track from the Future Heads. That there were the Future Heads in session. Do you know who they were in session with then, Matt or Mark?
Gideon Coe.
With Gideon Coe. Nice to have a session track. Listen to Six
I
Music.
like his name, Gideon.
Yeah, I like his name as well.
Gideon
good
Coe's a
name,
nice name, isn't it? He's nice, he is.
Yeah.
Russell Brand, I am. You're Matt Morgan. You're Trevor Locke. This is our radio show. We're talking about summer memories. Where did you do some jingles then? Did Trevor do some?
Yeah, I think there's.
Play one then. Do you remember? Nice, Michael Jackson. What
And
else?
then there's this little beauty.
Remember then.
The Trevor Locke one, obviously.
And this little.
Do you remember?
That's my
Wind
favourite.
and Fire. I like that one best. Let's use that one mainly.
Okay.
These are some memories from festivals and stuff like that. My first experience of Glastonbury was when I was 14. My mum dropped me and a friend off, and some bikers helped us over the fence. We were meant to meet mum again at 11 p.m. to go home, but my friend took a microdot. The dealer wouldn't give me any because I was 1. Quite right. That's a responsible way to deal drugs.
I don't understand that.
Because I was 1.
Very small, 2. Because I was 1, very small. Oh, I see. It's a list of reasons why the dealer would do it. Because I thought it was because she was 1 year old. No, I can't be responsible for giving LSD to a toddler.
So that's quite a nice dealer. Who goes, no,
Good
you're
dealer.
very small.
Conscientious. It's nice when you see that in a drug dealer. Because I was 1, very small, 2, had asthma. My friend kept stopping. My friend.
that.
Oh, yeah, he's a good drug dealer, isn't he?
He wants to see your medical details.
Did quite
everything.
thorough tests, right? But no, before, hey, we all love acid. I like a laugh as much as the next person. Let's open the doors of perception, yeah? And let's ride the snake. But first, let me check your blood pressure.
Let's just say drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad. Yeah, look, Jesus Christ. You only have to spend an half hour in my company and let's see how Matt's coping with doing this radio show this morning to see that drugs are bad.
Not
or
all
have a
drugs
look
are
at
bad.
Trevor's belly button. Not all drugs are
No,
bad, Trev.
prescription drugs are fine, aren't they?
No, they're not. Some of them are
Not
really
when you
bad.
snort them for a pen.
Yeah, if you smoke them before a gig at Assembly. It was pretty crazy days then. Yeah, some of the prefects were pretty wild.
We got there early, had some orange squash. It was free.
We didn't have prefects.
But the whole punk thing happened.
Not a Bugbrook campion. There were no prefix there.
My friend kept stopping to look at trees, tents, grass, people, dogs. This was 1987 and pre-mobiles. We missed my mum and she was most upset, perhaps fearing our abduction. Nice festival memory.
Actually, at this festival I was at, mobile phones, like before them, I don't know what you'd have done, because once you'd lost someone, although towards the end of the festival my battery died,
Yeah.
you just feel so naked. I was naked.
Were you?
Yes.
Great. Well, that's what it's all about, Matthew, I suppose. Right, so later on the show, we'll try and call Noel Gallagher. He's claiming to be out. Is he in Ibiza or has he gone to the World Cup now?
He's in Germany now.
He's in Germany, so we'll give Noel Gallagher a ring. He's our World Cup correspondent. Also, we'll try and ring Karl Barat. He never answers the phone. Try and ring Karl Pilkington. He might answer the phone. I'm just trailing things that aren't going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's have a little chat. I just wanted, as I said before, this World Cup, last World Cup was defined to a degree by us, me and Matt hanging out with
Making a difficult documentary series.
Making a difficult documentary series that incled the young BMP living with that prostitute that time. Do you remember that?
That didn't even make it to air, did
Didn't
it?
even make it to air 'cause it was too
What
depressing.
Kel's surprise.
They were all on drugs, Trev. And so were me and Matt as well on drugs. It were awful.
I wasn't on drugs.
Yes, you was. You smoked that crack pipe and then you carried on going, crack's brilliant. I feel fantastic. You want to be careful with
He's
crack, Matt. It's ever so
telling lies.
moreish.
We're talking about drugs too much. I don't like it.
All right, let's stop talking about drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs are awful. Well, don't take drugs. There you go. There's a message. No one's... Right, look, right.
Come
so
on, let's talk about your...
Let's get off the subject of drugs and then talk about my kiss and tell exposés in the sun. Oh, look, Karl Pilkington's ringing now, actually. Look, he's on this mobile. Answer, loudspeaker. All right, Karl, you all right, mate?
Hi, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. Are you all right?
Yeah, good, thanks, Karl. Can we do we're on air at the moment. I've put you on loudspeaker on my mobile, but the phone quality is not very good.
All right.
Can I ring you back and put you through the desk in a minute?
Well, I'm just a little chef about to have a Olympic-sized breakfast.
I mean, the life you lead.
Little chef.
What are you doing a little chef for? Other little cafes are available. Yeah.
Just because they're all right, aren't they? I'm just in, where are we? Lyme Regis.
You're in Lyme Regis and a little chef. Bonkers.
We've been camping.
Have you?
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure it is. Be careful in that wigwam, Karl.
Is that it now, then? Have we finished?
No, I'll give you a ring a bit later. Can I answer the phone in about 20 minutes? Come on, Karl, contribute. All right, see you, mate. Bye.
he must have been at Isle of
Karl's
Wight Festival.
curmudgeonly, isn't he?
He is difficult.
Difficult to work with. So anyway, let's get off the subject of Karl Pilkington in A Little Chef and away from the topic of Matt smoking crack and Trev smoking aspirins.
My mum listens to this.
Well, not anymore. She'll be busily contacting Dr. Bernardo to try and get you off her hands. Right, so last week there was that kiss and tell about that Mirror journalist who came back to my house, tricking old Russ. And then this week there's this is in the People. It's a kiss and tell. I went out with this girl Cassie for a while. She was quite nice, I thought.
She looks
I met her,
lovely.
She was lovely.
She was ever so pretty. This is in the People, page 22. Right, and it's all full of really odd things. Right, it's a kiss and tell story. Oddball Big Brother host Russell Brand begged his lover for a threesome with a cheap street prostitute the People can reveal. I did not do that. Why would I want Right, I want a prostitute. Make sure, here's my criteria. 1, it's reasonably priced. 2, that she's not got an office. Why would I want a cheap street prostitute?
I thought it was from Cheap Street. I thought there was something special and kinky about prostitutes from that part of town.
Well, from the East End. I didn't do that. That's not true, for a start, right? He shocked beauty Cassie Sumner with his request for seedy sex involving £40 a time hookers from London's King's Cross.
Is
Simply
that cheap?
never
Is
did
that
it.
cheap on...
Well, I mean, like in the old days when I took drugs, and I did sleep with some prostitutes then, but when I was on drugs under the drug umbrella, can't do me for it. £40. Well, no, if you're paying £40, do you know what I mean? It's not an area you want to be looking for a bargain, is it? The world of prostitution and illicit sex.
We've just been talking about drugs and prostitutes.
Yeah, I know, but we're saying that both of these things are wrong,
Bad.
but necessarily they're part of life. Trevor, you'll stay here until we get onto bestiality, a topic with which you're obviously more comfortable. What about that time, Matthew? Do you remember when we went to that brothel that time?
No.
This is a well funny story. Me and Matt went to this brothel, and
Can I just say, he wanted to go to a brothel. I was his, at this time, pretty much his assistant, holding his life together a bit. And he went, well, I've got to go in here. And I said, I'm not going in there. I'm not going anywhere near that place. And he said, just go in there. You can just sit down and wait for me. I said no. He would, like, so in the end, I thought.
I goes, come on, Matthew, just come in and have a cup of tea or something.
So we went to there was an old lady like in a box thing.
An old lady in a box?
I don't understand.
That's not part of the sex thrill. She's
And he
like,
goes,
at the window at the door.
I want to come in. And then she goes, well, what about him? And as if I was like, a bit simple. Russell goes, oh, he just wants a cup of tea. He's just going to sit down and have a cup of tea. And she goes, we don't have cups of tea.
We don't have them. Not in here.
It was really embarrassing. Imagine that, right, oh God, this was so embarrassing.
Why?
I had to go and sit in a brothel. I'd never been anyone near one in my life. I had to sit on this sofa talking to a prostitute who was in a dressing gown while he was upstairs. And then he came running back down the stairs because he didn't like the one they'd given him and begged to be let back out of the building. And then the prostitute from upstairs ran down and went, he didn't even see, because she was really fat. And she came down and goes, he ran off before he'd even seen me.
Because this obviously happened a lot to her.
Right, so, and it was just saying, I was sitting there, like, making small talk, and what was on? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yes, so on a yellowing television, like the television all sort of not working
And then
properly.
the old lady goes, you back out of here, we're going to get... Oh, it was just so embarrassing. He caused a massive scene in there.
I ran down the stairs and I went down on my knees and went, please, we've just got to go. We've made a terrible mistake. We're only here because we're making a documentary. I don't want to have it all for that
that's what he
lady.
said to get out of the situation. He goes, actually, we're only here because we're making a documentary, which was really bad because it was like,
we were making
we were wearing a wire.
Yeah, and Matt said that when that prostitute came round the corner, Matt goes, she stood at the top of the stairs and she goes, she looked at you as if she was a bulldog watching a bejewelled mouse.
She was like rolling around on the floor going, please, I've made a mistake. Like that. And they said to him, because there was a gay sauna next door, they went, we knew you'd made a mistake when you came in here. We thought you wanted next door.
Yeah, the gay sauna.
Why did you drag me through those experiences?
Bored, weren't we? We just needed something to do.
I wasn't. I used to just go home and be a normal bloke.
Come on, Matt, to the brothel. I'm glad that's all behind me. I'm thinking that I should settle down and get married soon.
I think you should.
I want to. I'm just going to try and find the right girl, settle down and get
I
married.
think it would suit you, yeah.
Be good, wouldn't it? I'd be a good dad.
You would.
Why is this sex expose about you? So obsessed with an argument you had about cat food once.
That's really good.
He mentions it about 4 times.
Yeah, it goes like this. This is funny. It goes like, Cassie, who split with a Big Brother host. I think only went over for a couple of months. And it was ages and ages ago, and I thought I was nice to her. He goes, like, it's got bullet pointed, right? You know how they embolden the first word of a sentence? I'll emphasise it so you can see which words are emboldened.
Look, that's not even English. Asked with her to punish him.
Yeah, that's not good English. Asked with her to punish him for being a naughty boy. That's bad English, isn't it? Asked with her to punish him for being a naughty boy. Enjoyed squeezing into her skimpy panties.
You didn't do that. That's not your sort of thing.
I don't like doing things like that. What's the point in putting on someone else's knickers? Senseless. Admitted he lost his virginity at the age of 15 in a brothel. That's not true. Flew.
How old were you then? 16?
12. No, I didn't lose my virginity in a brothel. I lost my car keys once. Took hours to get out.
I lost my dignity following you around.
And then look, it goes, flew into tantrums, unlike his happy-go-lucky TV image, and threw a fit because Cassie bought the wrong sort of cat food. Don't throw a fit because I can't remember any of those things happening. I don't like being punished for being a naughty boy. I don't enjoy squeezing into skimpy panties. I didn't lose my virginity in a brothel at the age of 15. I didn't throw a tantrum because Cassie bought the wrong sort of cat food.
What do you do with the cat food?
Just give it to the cat, Trev. Nothing weird goes on. It's for the cat to eat.
They're obsessed with it. It says here, one time she bought the wrong cat food and Russell started to scream and shout, throwing things around the living room. He threw a huge tantrum and then sulked for ages. Just about the cat food.
Just to keep stress again. This is about cat food.
We are talking about cat food, people.
I do like him to have the right sort of cat food, but I've never had a fit about it.
Yeah, you probably had a go at her.
Probably went, oh, that's not the cat food that he likes.
No, it's probably a bit more than that.
Now give me your knickers. Should we listen to Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds?
No.
Oh, come on, Matt. What are we going to listen to?
I don't want to listen to that.
What are we going to listen to? What's next on the desk?
We're going to listen to that, yeah. Jawbone. We're doing a cover of...
we're going to listen to that Johnny
yeah.
Cash kind of thing. Oh, this is exciting. This will get us right in a good mood. We'll talk a little bit more about this thing from the people. We've got Trevor done a noise competition coming in. Send us stuff, 64046 if you want, or russell.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk. We're going to have a right laugh on this show. This is that Get Rhythm thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, let's listen to that.
BBC. Six Music.
That was Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Deanna, that's really cheered us up, that has, ain't it?
It's brilliant, isn't it? And that Jawbone.
Jawbone
version.
before that, with that Johnny Cash Get Rhythm cover, that's really cheered us up, hasn't it?
Brilliant, that song.
We feel dead
back-to-back
upbeat.
that was.
Huh?
What a back-to-back that was.
What a good back-to-back that, Trevor. Look at Trevor, as if he understands terms like back-to-back.
I've just learnt it,
Scoffing
I'm
liver
trying it
because
out.
he's trying to beat...
I still can't get over him having a belly button piercing.
He has actually got a belly button piercing. He
Showed
just...
us it.
I've just got the hole. There's nothing in it at the minute.
Put something in it, Trev. Put an
bit of
earwig in
fluff.
it or something. Have a little earwig wearing you like a waistcoat. We've got Karl Pilkington on the phone. All right, Karl.
All right, how's it going?
Quite good, thanks, mate. What are you doing? Why were you in a little chef?
I'm just went to Lyme Regis for the weekend and that.
Why?
Just having a... Why?
Yeah.
Seeing the world. It's good to travel, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Get out there and experience Lyme Regis.
All right, they've got... you know what I saw yesterday?
Go on, mate.
A dinosaur head, right?
Yeah.
That's 350 million years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was that then?
In Lyme Regis.
Just loose in like one of our dinosaur heads is missing. What context was it in, Karl?
Just in like a little gift shop.
What?
You can't just have that in a gift shop.
No, that's what it's like here. That's they've got loads of them, so they've just got them everywhere.
Did you get one?
No, I don't. How much were them dinosaur heads? They were there.
They were too dear, eh?
And I've only got a small flat, haven't I?
Yeah. So
ornament.
you've only got a little flat, and you don't want a 350 million year old dinosaur head clattering the place up that you got from a Lyme Regis gift shop.
Well, it's good here. I've been camping and that. Been in a little tent.
'Cause I know you recently saw Brokeback Mountain. Is there a corollary? Like a week ago, you see Brokeback Mountain. Suddenly, you're on holiday in a tent. Why has that happened?
Just because it was sunny and stuff, wasn't it?
Right.
So,
Okay.
get-
I mean,
get
you say
close
that,
to
Karl, and I
nature
certainly
and
wouldn't
stuff.
like to contradict you, but I know that had a profound effect on you. That film, didn't it?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit embarrassed, didn't you? We're talking about festival and World Cup memories on this.
I was thinking more of Trevor getting excited.
Yeah, you
Why
got.
will I get excited, Carl?
Because Trevor, because it seems like, in spite of the fact that it's me that's constantly harangued by the tabloids for my sexual peccadillos, it's you that's the real deviant. Listen to this from JJ. Trevor Locke, why does your MySpace say that you are a 17-year-old female? Is this to help you snare young boys? Is it, Trevor? Is that the reason you claim to be a 17-year-old girl?
I have a lot of trouble with the MySpace scripts, and sometimes the wrong information comes up.
Really? Yeah.
Sometimes accidentally.
Yeah, how hard have you tried to fix that little problem?
Quite hard. I just don't like,
Don't like being labelled.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like being labelled, Matthew.
Like those labels. Carl, I don't suppose you've seen the people today, have you? You're too busy gazing at pterodactyl wings and stuff in Lyme Regis. But listen,
People?
there's in the People newspaper, there's a kiss and tell on me.
Really?
Yeah, and it's all
did they
full of unfeasible lies about me going on about cat food and brothels, prostitution, things
How
like
does
that.
cat food get into that? I don't...
I know, it's really weird, isn't it? It's jarring. Well, because what it says is, Matthew, read out the cat food bit.
What, the long bit or the...
Yeah, read out the long cat food bit so Carl can hear it.
One time this is the woman, she bought the wrong cat food and Russell started to scream and shout, throwing things around the living room. He threw a huge tantrum and then sulked for ages, just about the cat food.
Cassie soon realised that Russell was never satisfied with anything, himself, sex and his career. He would talk bizarrely about ruling the world and that his TV career was just a starting point. He would tell her his TV career was a means to getting a following where people would start to follow his beliefs. My stringent beliefs about cat food. You must have it. What, Matt?
That does
You
sound
do
like
sort
you.
What?
You sort of spoil that cat, though, don't you?
I don't know, how do you mean spoil him? I'm nice.
Well, last time I saw you were going on about how you leave the window open for it and his mates are in there and stuff when you get back. I'd get rid of it.
Yeah, his mates are in there.
I'm sick of that cat.
Yeah, I don't like your cat. You can't walk near it. It's a nervous wreck now. What's happened to it?
You make me take my shoes off and everything, and you told me to change my energy the last time I was
Yeah,
in
he said
there.
that to me. I was on the toilet. He knocked on the door. Goes, when you come out the toilet, can you change your energy? Because you've made the cat nervous. The hell does that mean?
The cat doesn't like people galumphing around boasting. For some reason, he associates that with negativity. I'm just trying to protect the cat and make the cat happy. He's a lovely little fella.
Yeah, but, you spoil it and that, and it's only going to start expecting more.
Right. Yeah.
I can't possibly fulfil the expectations of that cat. Or indeed, look, I just want to go on a bit more about this thing. Is it all right? Because it's like it says here that the people were speaking to Cassie's friend, Rachel Bletchley, is the journalist. Speaking to Rachel Bletchley, Cassie said that the friend said, "Who is this friend? What kind of friend's going to do that?" Listen to this bit. Cassie's introduction to the long-haired TV star was just as bizarre. She was in a bar in Hampstead, North London, with her girl pal when Russell kept riding past on his motorbike. I haven't got a motorbike. I can't ride a motorbike.
You can't do anything like that.
I can't do things like that. I've
You
not
had
got a
a bike
TV
once.
license. I've not got.
If you've got a TV
I've got a
license.
TV licence. I have. I'm a BBC employee. I've got. I sorted it out recently.
If you did have a motorbike, how would you keep riding by the same window?
I can't reverse time. I went past it, and I went through a portal, and went past again. He kept going past the window. It's like he did not respect the idea of physics.
Were
time,
you on
space.
Is that just like a bike's been turned into a motorbike, or is that a complete lie?
I think it might be a complete lie, right? Because I don't have a motorbike, and as I remember when I met her, it was like
But
I
were you
bumped
on a
into her
bike?
near Hampstead Heath. No, I was with Cyril. You know that Moses
You
bloke
with
we know.
Cyril. Was the bar on
But
a
he doesn't look
roundabout?
like a motorbike, does he? He's a man with a beard. He looks like Uncle Albert out of Only Fools and Horses. He don't look like a motorbike. You could never make that connection, right? Cassie said each time he drove past, she was getting uncomfortable and moved away from the window. I'm going to move away from this window. This is making me uncomfortable. Then he walked into the bar, went straight up to her and asked her out. She was a bit bowled over. The next thing I knew, she told me they'd been out on a date. Like as if I'm some sort of time lord and can make dates happen. Right, and then listen to this. Cassie's pal said he would wait in a hotel and she'd have to dress as a hooker and come and meet him. She always refused to do it, but it didn't stop there because Russell would wear Cassie's underwear and makeup and sometimes dress up as a geeky boy. He would do funny dances in front of her. He wanted to pretend to punish him for being a naughty boy, but Cassie would laugh off his bizarre request and let him get on with it on his own. I'll just do this in the corner then. You put the kettle on. Carl, it's ridiculous, this kiss and tell, ain't it?
Well, I was just going to say, it's probably cheaper, right? Rather than this phone call, I'll just go and buy the people. Save you
Rather
reading
than listen
everything
to a
out.
man read it to you.
Yeah, you couldn't tell us what's on the telly tonight, though, could you?
Me, One Leicester Square, MTV, me and Matt show. That's good. Watch that.
All right, then, I'll do that.
All right, then we'll go. Why don't you go off and glare at us as some? I don't know.
I'm having a big Olympic breakfast. It's good.
Is it nice? You enjoying that,
Full
mate?
of everything.
Oh well, enjoy it, but you should be careful of your diet. I think you eat badly sometimes.
See you later, then.
All right, take care. Look after your diet. Bye, Karl Pilkington. Bye.
Bye,
See you
Carl.
later.
Nice lad, isn't he? It's lovely to talk to old Carl. Bless him. There in the little chef. Yeah. Okay. Then let's listen. We're going to listen to Positively 4th Street.
Yeah.
Oh, let's listen to that then. You've got a lot of nerve. You really have. It's Bob Dylan. This is Russell Brand on Six Music. I'm here with Matt and Trev. We're talking about World Cup and festival memories. This is an anonymous entry. I went to Reading Festival in 1998 and my van overheat. I undone the radiator cap, which was stupid because I got my arm covered in boiling water. That made my arm swell up into a big blister, which later got burst in the mosh pit watching the Beastie Boys, and the man next to me got covered in pus.
That is
Wow.
a funny, unusual memory.
It's a lovely little memory.
There's not very much punctuation in that.
Wasn't much punctuation. There was none.
There was none at all.
There was none. There
And
was
that's
no
how you read it?
punctuation. Or a name, though we don't know who that's from. But it was good, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I liked it. Will the Daily Mirror, this is from Kerry, will the Daily Mirror do a kiss and tell on Morrissey the cat? You should get him to endorse his favourite cat food. Watch it, Russ Morrissey's getting more famous than you. But of course, the real Morrissey always has been. Here's another one from James Smart. During Italian 90, when everyone was at home watching the match and the world was all deserted and post-apocalyptic, my friends and I took the initiative to do something we'd always wanted to do, cover the modern art sculpture in Calne Town Centre with an A2 poster of the film Short Circuit and Blue Peter Bring and Buy stickers. Weirdly, the poster remained there unmolested for about 3 weeks, and we ourselves felt like modern artists. Mr. James Smart, Wiltshire. Nice story. Good to do that, isn't it? This is quite good. Where is that? Oh no, I've lost it. That's a nice little email. So that's someone that was watching us last night, right? Someone was watching Cloud Cuckoo Land, me and Trev's sitcom. But like,
You've
Thank
lost it.
I've lost it. Oh, there's some more of those idiom things. Like Matt Morgan's got a thing where he's obsessed with idioms and language. What is it? Just tell us a bit about it, Matt.
I was just saying the other day, there's certain things, sayings or bits of language which I find repulsive because it gives me an image in my head. Like when people say, get your creative juices flowing, makes me
What's the
feel
image?
sick. I don't know, it's just like, I see a brain in a jar and it's all shivering.
Get your
Is that
creative-
weird?
Yeah, that's your mind. You can't blame language for that, Matthew.
And people, when they say bald-faced lie. I don't like that. Makes me see a face with no features.
Bare-faced lie it is.
Barefaced lie. Bald-faced lying, they say.
I thought it was barefaced.
Bare-faced lie,
Don't
that is. What about, I don't like when
Or
people...
barefaced lie, even.
What about when people say they pooped themselves, but they say S-H-I-T?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh, no. Oh, myself.
I don't like when people say she did the dirty on him.
Why, what do you imagine?
Well,
Smears him with a bit of bum guff.
And what does get your goat mean? He really got my goat.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
mind that because it's sort of comical and weird.
Oh, someone had one about the apple of my eye. This is really good. Look at this.
Yeah, we've had that.
Yeah, no, but someone goes, the phrase apple of my eye comes from the Bible Psalms. Keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me in the shadow of your wings. As it comes from the Bible, it's probably been mistranslated from the Hebrew, like the rest of it. Monty.
Ooh, bitter.
Oh, Hebrew theology. Nice to have that. This is from Frankie from Beckenham. She says, morning, lads. Well done last night on the recording of Cloud Cuckoo Land. I came along, really enjoyed it, had a front row seat. Last year at V Festival, 3 girls, my mates, were sharing a tent. The other 2 were always early to bed, and I'd follow them a few hours later. One particular evening, I was stumbling around trying to find my tent and snuck into it. It seemed that one of the girls had pulled, so I tried not to wake up the new addition. I lay down next to him and went off to sleep. I awoke to an abrupt prodding, you lucky creature. Looking at this angry man lying next to me, I realised I'd awoke to the shame of not actually being in the right campsite, let alone the right tent. What's worse is the man I was laying next to was laying next to his screaming girlfriend who was trying to hit me. I got all upset. They felt sorry for me. I walked back to my tent, took an hour to find it. We had an awkward hug and they probably slagged me off all day. Frankie from Beckenham. P.S. Russell, you spat on me last night telling your stories to the crowd. I didn't want to be rude and wipe it off my face straight away, so I sat there for a few minutes till I wiped the spittle off.
That's why I don't like theatre.
That's why. You can't condemn theatre.
I once went with the school to see Hamlet, and there was so much spitting.
Really?
It's
Like a
incredible.
Sex Pistols gig.
Yeah,
People
but the other
just-
way round.
With them gobbing at the
It was
audience.
Alan Cummings playing Hitler.
He's not in Hamlet. Your knowledge of Jacobean theatre, Matthew,
That's
is at best
Shakespearean,
stunted.
actually.
Is that different from Shakespeare?
Yeah, Shakespearean theatre.
Well, he's got his own genre.
Yeah, Shakespeare's quite an important writer.
I thought, is he? Well, you know, let him write a letter to me now, explain it. I thought he was one of the Jacobean writers along with Ben Jonson.
You could call him Elizabethan. Some people call him the Elizabethan poet.
What about Marlowe?
Marlowe, I don't know. I think he's Elizabethan as well. Yeah,
Do
he's
you know
Elizabethan.
these things? Why is your shirt getting unbuttoned?
He's not getting
Trevor,
unbuttoned.
pack it in. We've all seen your disgusting belly
Stop
button.
it.
Stop undoing your compo
These are
peasant
lies.
shirt.
Listeners, don't listen to them. They're conjuring wrong images. I've got my clothes on.
If anyone's conjuring wrong images, it's you scuttling off down a shop, buying a pound of liver to cure anemia. Here's someone talking about Joe, talking about idioms. Hearts in your mouth does not conjure a particularly pleasant visual image.
Yeah.
It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, having your heart in
Heart
your
on your
mouth.
sleeve. Eat your heart out. That's the worst one. Like chewing through your own chest like a rabbit.
Rabbits don't do that.
They do.
Teach your grandmother to suck eggs makes me feel quite nauseous. The thought of dentures being removed and gum smacking.
But I like this person because they totally understand.
Where does it come from?
This is from Joe. Some are downright annoying and rather tedious. That's the way the cookie crumbles. You've made your bed, now you'll have to lie in it. There are a few saucy ones I like. Toot your own horn. Tit for tat. Soft soap someone sounds nice. And touch and go. The last one, kill the goose that lays the golden egg. Cryptical. Nice, Joe. Wonderful contribution to our show. Well, we've got a trail now for something. Let's have a trail for something going on in the hub. Let's have a listen. Rock steady, Aretha. That was good,
So
wasn't it?
good, that isn't it?
Awesome.
It made us have a little rock, didn't it? You
I
liked the
don't.
bass line, didn't you, Matt?
I loved it.
This is Russell
one of my
Brand on
favourite
6
songs.
Music. Is that one of your favourite songs,
Well,
mate?
no, it's a bit of a lie. It's probably in the top 50.
In the top 50, you little boffin, you little square, sat at home drawing up your own little chart. of things
Oh,
that
me
you
into
like.
Trevor Lock figure.
So, it's a festival memory. Bath Festival of Blues. This is from Tell. 1970, waking up in the middle of the night and my mate saying, who's on? Effing Frank Zappa, wake me up when the Floyd are on. That's from Terry. Regards, he sends for that.
Neither of those
That's
artists
what
were
happened to him in the
performing.
dead of night. Huh?
I bet neither of those artists were performing.
Oh, that's, yeah.
That's the point.
Bath Festival. They're living in a dream world. Here's something about idioms. The phrase fruit of one's loins conjures up images of wild animals eating their young. That's what Tia says.
That makes me... You know that woman with fruit on her head? What's her name?
Carmen Miranda
Yeah. That fruit of her loins makes me think of someone with one of those hats.
on their
but
ghoulies.
as a pair of pants.
Funny how
Is
your
that normal?
brain
No, I
works.
think it just means children, doesn't it? That's what it means.
Yeah,
We know what it means.
Yeah. You didn't think it actually means that? Like an idiom has sprung up to
That's a
describe that.
biblical word.
Well,
That's
I don't
a
know what
biblical
they
term
mean.
For a
Which is
pair of
just me.
fruit pants.
In the Bible, there were so many occasions where they had to describe these fruity pants. In the end, a phrase sprang up to cover it.
Trevor,
I'm sorry.
Trev, should we? Well, what do you want to read out?
I've got one here that I don't understand either. It just
Read it
says
out,
subject goat, and it's from Matt Whitby, and it says the phrase originated in the US.
Probably about get my goat. You were
And
just
it's-
asking.
Yes, well, this is what he says. He says the phrase originated in the US and is first seen in print in 1909 in a fanciful story about a burst water pipe. That's in the US newspaper, the Stevens Point Daily Journal, Wisconsin, May 1909. Wouldn't that get your goat? We'd be transferring the same water all night from the tub to the bowl and back again. No idea what that means. Don't know
It's
what he's talking
interesting.
about.
It's like a
It's
poem.
not. It's just a
I liked it.
confusing.
Well, yes, I suppose it doesn't bring us any... Because I wanted it to say something like, a goat was involved in transporting the water from...
Yeah.
Sort of like
That
saying,
gets-
This is
I
just the
see.
first example of that phrase being used, but it still doesn't
Still
explain
doesn't
what on earth it
explain.
means
Right,
and
yeah,
where,
yeah,
where
okay.
it came from.
Phrases. Yeah, that's probably from this book. I bought a book that gives you answers to questions like that, and
That
it's
is not an
bloody
answer.
useless.
That is not an answer.
no, that's the first noted usage. But
Yeah, but it doesn't bring us any closer to truth.
Here's
Trev?
a festival memory. Someone anonymous says, discovering that police sniffer dogs, this is their favourite memory,
Yeah.
discovering that police sniffer dogs are less effective in their jobs when you fill your pockets with cheesy What's-It crisps.
Yeah, but there's another consequence to that. Like every time you want to get your money out of your pocket, you get dirty little stinky orange fingers.
do you think they mean loose? What's it?
I think they must mean
I
it,
think
because
that-
otherwise how would it
the
help?
smell will be contained within
Do you remember
You said you
Harmonica
could
Matt,
open
who
the
smelled
packet
of
and put
them?
it into your... No, that was vomit. I said he,
Oh, dear.
I said he smelt of What's-Its, and you said to me, no, he's just been sick.
That's a
He was a
busker that we
friend.
used to hang around with. He was nice. Okay, so right, so let's do Trevor's Sonic Enigma, or Trevor Done a Noise as we call it. If you don't, let's hear. Probably Trevor will have recorded a trail for it. Let's have a listen to that first of all.
Okay, well, the trail is here.
There it is.
Oh, it's last week.
That's last week's one. You didn't do a new one.
Sonic.
It's quite good.
Thanks very much.
It is Elvis-y, I like
I thought
it.
this hasn't had enough play yet. It only played once last night.
It was boring. We played it twice. Right then, so let's listen to the Sonic Enigma. Trevor,
This is last
explain
week's
your
as well.
competition.
It's the same as last week.
What?
I haven't done a new one.
Well, someone got it
joking?
right.
But I think they'll forget. I think...
Are
Are you
this-
ill or something?
Yeah.
Has your belly button wound gone septic?
Yes.
You've gone up into your little noggin.
Yeah.
So you've done a new one, really.
The concept is you listen to a sonic clue and it's the title of a song. That's what you've got to guess from this clue.
Well, let's have a listen.
What do you think you're doing? What can't you use the front door like everyone else? Well, I knocked, but there was no answer, so I thought I'd find my own way in. Wait! Don't look! Let me put a towel on.
What are you doing tonight, Russ?
Just going to find a new sidekick for the radio show. Hold an audition. Trevor, even for you, that is ridiculous. How long was that? 30 seconds.
27 seconds.
27 seconds. We're no closer to working out what the trail. If you can work out what that is, text us 64046 or email us russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. Best of luck with that. Now, Trevor, do you feel even a little bit ashamed?
Yeah, I do, slightly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know you've been unwell this week, but there's
Yeah.
really no
I'm
excuse.
That
sorry.
could have been
apologise.
5 seconds because the
Yeah.
same thing was happening.
Just happening for
thirty
ages.
seconds.
sorry.
Indulgent.
Were you high on limb sips?
I was
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
Out of his brain on Hall's throat sweets.
I
He's
think-
made that. Okay, let's right. Let's have a little listen to the news, shall we? Is it news time?
Yes.
Got to know what's going on. Let's have a listen to the news.
BBC Six Music.
That there, we're back home from the England 1970 World Cup
Thank
squad.
God that's finished.
Mark, our producer, selected that. Now, we're right behind our boys, of course, but that back home lark. When you were out of the lavvy, Matt, Mark had to sit in your seat, and he said it felt all really hot, like when you get onto a train and the seat that you get onto is all hot from the last person. I said, is it nice? And he said, no.
How dare he? That's because I'm sweating out a weekend's worth of booze.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel all right now.
Do you feel a bit better? Good.
Yeah.
Abby, our competition winner from last week is here. Hello, my dear.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So you solved Trevor's Sonic Enigma last week.
I did.
What was it?
It was the Kaiser Chiefs I Predict a Riot.
Was it difficult to get right?
No, it was pretty easy. But it's the first one I got right, so I was really pleased with myself. And then Trevor told me it was really easy.
Well, did he? Trevor, don't diminish people's achievements.
I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't the intention.
Why do you undermine people all the time and hurt
I don't
people?
know. I think I'm just jealous.
Why did you get your belly button pierced?
Because I wanted to please a girl.
Whoa, Trevor, if you want to please a girl, shout at her about the wrong cat food. That's what women like in the modern world. Okay, so we've had an entry for your Sonic Enigma. Is it naked in the rain, says Brett in Ladywell.
No, that's a silly suggestion. He
Trev,
needs to listen. He needs to pay attention. He was only listening with one ear.
People are trying their hardest. You're
Will you
humouring
leave the deaf alone?
Stop attacking
What
the
were you
deaf.
doing at the same time as listening to this? I don't understand how you could come up with that.
You've got a ridiculous alfalfa bit of hair sticking up, Trevor. You're sat there all
What does
proud of
alfalfa
yourself,
mean?
boasting. It's like someone had a little rascal's bit of hair sticking up at the back of his head. You're all pleased with yourself and all smug. We could play the Sonic Enigma again, but it's so boring and long. Let's have a listen to a bit of the
I don't
Sonic.
like it. Let's just fade up when we get to the middle bit.
All right, come on.
Well,
Let's
it's
put it on. We can
unnecessary
talk
sound
over it.
effects.
Listen to this, Abby.
Did you record this urination noise?
I think you did.
I didn't do this.
Doing? What can't you use the front door like everyone else?
Well, I knocked, but there was no answer, so I thought I'd find my own way in. I was running a severe temperature
knocked,
when this
but there
happened.
was no
Oh,
one.
look. Let me put a towel on.
That's disturbing, Trevor.
Yeah, I was very unwell when I did this. I should have been in bed.
Should be alone in a mental hospital, strapped to it. It's ridiculous. If you think you know what that is, you can text us on 64046 or you can email us at russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. Please, along with your entries, enter put like what you think is wrong with Trevor Locke, and bear in mind that he'll
It's
probably
the flu.
ridicule you if you're wrong. It's not that simple, Trevor. This goes a hell of a lot deeper than that. Here's some more talk about idioms. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. That's pretty stupid, says Martin Treasure. It would take ages to say something 1,000 times, and then he goes on to write that 1,000 times. Same difference is pretty meaningless as well. How can something be the same and different? Nice flip-flops, by the way. Martin Treasure, I am wearing flip-flops today. At Trowbridge Festival, says Lizard Man, Uncle Billy and me were in the food tent. I like that. I like the way he's talking as if everyone's
Lizard Man
going to
and
know.
Uncle Billy.
Yeah. Lizard Man and Uncle Billy, they're at the Trowbridge Festival. We were in the food tent one morning and we found ourselves sitting next to Ralph McTell. When the singer got up to fetch the ketchup, Uncle Billy stole and ate the bacon out of his sandwich. That's pretty cunning from
What is
Uncle
Uncle Billy, an animal?
Uncle Billy is not a wayward canine. I think it's his uncle whose name is William, and they've
I
shortened
don't
it
think
to
so. I think Uncle
Billy.
Billy's like a monkey. or
Uncle
something.
Billy got pretty mad that day.
I think it's a pet name for a part of his anatomy.
Sounds like a John Steinbeck character. It's not part of his anatomy, Trevor.
Snaked over there and stole bacon.
Trevor's dinkle may be carnivorous, as you can see from looking at his MySpace. But
Stop it! This is really... I'm not liking this.
he cuts these bits out of the podcast. If this bit's not in the podcast, Trevor,
The whole
highlighting you
competition- no.
as a MySpace
Say something
crook.
extremely funny now. They have to use it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Go on,
Anything
Russ.
involved-
Come on, Russ.
Anything
You
in
can
the,
do it.
anything in the Sonic Enigma part of the show gets cut out of the podcast.
Why?
Because I don't think it's I think it's irrelevant. People can't enter the competition, can they? When
Look,
it's
let's go
podded?
back to... Shut up, Trev. Let's go back to Lizard Man's thing. On his... Right, so like Uncle Billy, whether he's a dinkle, a wayward canine, or as I believe, an uncle, he got up and ate the bacon out of Ralph McTell's sandwich. On his return, McTell was understandably livid and complained to the catering ladies in quite stringent terms. Eventually, they cooked him some more bacon. Nice.
Is that an entry into the ugly idiom thing? Is
No,
ate
that's
the
the
bacon out of
festival
Ralph McTell's sandwich? Is that an expression that means something that I don't know?
It may
You
become
reckon
one.
it? Go on, what?
It may become one.
Yeah, I think it should be. What would it mean?
Oh, you've really ate the bacon out of Ralph McTell's sandwich with that one, guys.
Exactly.
I think it will be sort of perhaps, I don't know, people lying, people doing impossible competitions, people hurting their listeners.
I think it means you've pulled the wool over my eyes, or you've pulled the rug from underneath.
Oh,
me.
you
No.
really ate the bacon out of Uncle McTell? No, out of Ralph McTell's sandwich.
I think it's an audacious piece of brilliance that you've pulled something off.
You took the bacon out of Ralph McTell's sandwich with that one,
Yeah.
you brute.
Yeah, that's-
you beautiful brute.
Stop
you.
saying it. It's becoming one of the idioms I hate.
No, it's not.
Already.
I hope that's what Ray Rooney does when he joins the England team.
What, take
Ray
the bacon.
Rooney?
Ray Rooney.
Mickey Rooney, whatever his name is.
Ray Rooney.
Trevor was claiming to be a proud football fan earlier and said that he was a member of West Ham's notorious ICF and used to rampage up and down the country getting into fights every weekend.
Don't say that.
No, we don't know who Wayne Rooney
I
is.
said that in the toilets off the record.
What?
Blimey, Trev. Probably with your carnivorous dinkle snaking its way around
All right.
cyberspace.
All right.
Stop it.
What about mutton dressed as lamb and you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear? Wanna bet, says Steve.
Sow's ear thing's horrible.
Why's that?
Guts for garters is pretty horrible.
I like that one.
Kinky, isn't it?
I'd like to see someone with all
disgusting,
guts dribbling down their legs.
No, you don't.
Would you?
Take
No,
that
it's
back.
horrible. I
Yeah.
do take it back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should never have said that thing. You enjoying it here, Abby?
I am.
Competition
It's
winner.
great.
Trevor promised the prize to everyone. He's never yet delivered it. There's Angelo in Tottenham, never had his prize. All these people, just broken hearts, bad karma, scattered around the country because of Trevor's lies.
You got your prize, though, didn't you, Abby?
No.
Oh.
See?
You did offer me your jeans.
Did I?
Trevor?
Did
What,
I?
genetics?
Don't say
Yeah, he said, I'll empty myself into you and you can bring up one of my mutants if you like.
You can't say these things on radio.
We can,
What
Trev.
did I... When
Jeans
just
with a
did.
J.
Oh, yeah, because we were talking about the blue jeans
Yeah.
that I made a mistake with last
I don't
week.
know which
yeah.
is worse.
They've
Having
gone back-
I've seen both your denim jeans and your genetic information, and neither of them are very pleasant, Trevor.
Well, the jeans have gone back to the shop.
Ironically, when he wears the jeans, you can tell what kind of lover he'd be, and it's pretty unimpressive, let me tell you. So, should we have a little listen to Nirvana now?
Yeah.
Take our mind off
A
things.
rare Nirvana song.
Is it?
Yeah. Well,
How
it's
can
not,
it be
I mean,
a
you
rare?
can buy it in shops. But it's not one that people would know.
I got it in HMV. Our price. Other record shops are available. It's how it is
Our
in
price?
Nirvana.
Our price is not available.
Get with it, Grandad.
We popped down to our price. We had a perishing good time listening to gramophone records. But then a teddy boy kicked me in the guts.
Then we went to B-Jam.
I liked B-Jams.
So did I.
This isn't Nirvana. Ain't It a Shame by Nirvana. Matt claimed it's a rare track. What's up, Trev?
Ain't it a shame that we didn't play that track when we did a show about shame?
Oh, yeah. Didn't think of that.
Would have been good. Why didn't you think about it then, Matthew? What's wrong with you?
But it's not, you know, that has to be a recognisable thing, I
You're
think.
right. You're right.
Don't immediately back out of it.
Trevor, you coward. What are you going to be like if you ever get back with your wife, scuttling around with your goodies tucked between your thighs?
That's a very personal thing to say on the radio.
He was really rude about Sem being in New York last week.
Sam's Trevor's wife.
Sam's Trevor's wife. She lives in another country because of Trevor. Right, Trevor's listen. We've got some answers to Trevor's sonic enigma, although the enigma of his marriage continues to baffle. Is it Bad Moon Rising from Russ T? Is it, Trev?
Of course it's not. What? How? I want that person to text back in and explain how on earth they got that answer from that clue.
Bad Moon Rising, like that bathroom business and that noise. Bad Moon Rising, perhaps because I can see your bum in the clue.
Oh, that's very tenuous.
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to help old Rusty out.
I think that's probably from last week.
This is from Alan Jepson, who he's a friend to all at Six Music. Trevor's, who I would like to encourage to come down to the studio whenever he likes. Trevor's Sonic Enigma is Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan. Is it that, Trev?
No, Alan, I'm sorry.
That's quite good, though.
It's not
How?
good. How is that good?
Well, because you could have knocked. You said that. There's
Well,
a door
I mean,
involved. in
my
knocking.
bathroom is pretty heavenly. You're right, but
It's not Trevor. The
imagine it's
stench
not.
that goes on there. Do you remember sometimes when Trevor has a whoopsie round our house and it all...
Don't embarrass him about his noisy toilet business.
I'm not embarrassed about it. I just think you're embarrassing yourself to bring it up on air.
It's not me that's embarrassed. You should be embarrassed
Anyone's
about my bowels and your
filling the air.
IBS. Is it... Sorry, yeah, we're above all that. Come on, I mentioned Prometheus earlier. We can talk about what we like now. Is it
That's not
Backdoor
how
Man?
it works. He does think that's how it
He
works.
does. He does. He thinks if it's right. One Prometheus is worth two Winkies.
It is. I will now do a poem by W.B. Yeats. Earth in beauty dressed awaits returning spring. All true love must die. Alter at the least into some lesser thing. Prove that I lie. Such glory lovers have, with such exacting breath. With every touch or sigh, that love moves closer death. Prove that I lie. W.B. Yeats there. Right, let's talk about Trevor and Lavy making a right old racket.
Why have you got that written on your leg?
I've written in my own effluvia. Is Trevor's Sonic Enigma Backdoor Man by the Doors? Paul Bradley from Glasgow.
No, that's a better one, isn't it? But no, it's not.
I like that.
That's good.
I just like Backdoor Man generally.
Yeah.
It's
So,
a blues saying. It does not what you think.
But remember we were talking about idioms earlier and we said get my goat, we don't like it. This
Yeah.
is from Anthony Howes from Staffordshire. Anthony Howes says, get my goat means, you know the hair at the front of your ball bags that creeps gingerly...
Don't say
We
this.
can't do this. You're going to have to do another. You're going to have to do a sonnet from Shakespeare to get through that email.
Okay, I'll do that one where he fancies a boy. You know the hair from the front of your ball bag that creeps gingerly onto the base of your penis. These are adult terms. That little bit of hair is known as the goat. Getting the goat means a level of puberty in a teenage man/boy's life cycle.
This isn't true.
During the First World War, this area would become sweaty and infected whilst in the trenches and cause the soldiers to seek treatment to avert going over the top. To stop this, all soldiers were shaved or plucked on and around this area prior to arriving at the trenches. Regards.
Why was it only a problem in the First World War? Why
Because technology had moved on, Matthew, by the Second World War. And the Americans were
clockwork
involved.
ball bags.
I like that.
Coming back.
Because I injured myself there during the performance last night, and I think I might read that through again.
Oh, yeah, that was really funny.
It wasn't really funny.
Trevor announced, he goes, I've really hurt my ball bags. I've hurt the bit where the baguette comes out. You know, Trevor's got a little baguette emerging from his perineum that he dreams about.
Explain that for the
Trevor dreams every so often.
Trevor has a Freudian nightmare that he's got a baguette-sized thing growing out of his perineum.
The gap
It's a repeated thing. He shared it with us, and we
look at him now, collapsing in agony. So go on, you think that baguette now is twisting up your melons, man? Is that what you think?
I injured it. I did it in that scene where I just, for some
we did a pilot
ridiculous
for a radio
reason,
show last night.
I know it's radio, but to get into it, I did something with my legs, and I just pulled something.
What were you doing with your legs?
I don't know.
Jiving?
I was. It was a
Did
little
you
bit
think you were a
of a jive.
chubby checker? Was you twisting, Trev? Were you twisting your life away?
I was doing that Big Bopper thing again. I thought I was in my blue jeans.
Trev thinks he's the big buffer.
I'm glad I wasn't involved in this shambolic play.
Yeah, you
Glad
were
I was camping.
out there dragging yourself into incompetence.
Drinking,
fair enough, legal drug. Okay, let's listen to a trail now, and then we're going to listen to a session track from the Rosillos. That'd be good. The Rosillos, Destination Venus. That's a session track with John Peel from 1978. Nice, wasn't it? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's good, that bit of 1978 coming back. Perhaps we can focus on that and
That was
not...
a World Cup year.
Don't say it.
Well, Trevor, you disgusting rat bag.
That's a World Cup year. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that is that you said it while doing a blow-off in front of our competition winner.
He's made this
Abby.
studio smell horrible. I wasn't going to say it because there's a lady here.
The
Yeah.
number of times that you two have done really unpleasant things in my vicinity once in the year, and I do it, and you have to broadcast it to the nation. That's
Yeah, you
unfair.
broadcast it to most of the nation. It's quite potent. Let's do a bit of Shakespeare just to clear the air. But soft, what light from yonder window breaks? 'Tis the eastern Juliet as the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Bit
Why
of
are
Shakespeare.
you saying that with your eyebrows so far up your head?
That's how you do Shakespeare.
You've got to
Is
have
it?
your
He's got
eyebrows.
his eyebrows right up, but he's as if he's going, what could be wrong with this? Sort of offering it to us.
That's what he's saying, though. He's trying to be all in love.
Like a second-hand car dealer trying to dish
I'm
out
doing my
Shakespeare.
acting. I'm trying my hardest.
No, it's
Shall I
very
compare
nice.
thee to a summer's day? No.
Trev, first of all, you stink the gaff out, and then you debase Shakespeare. What's wrong with you today? Happy Sunday, guys. Could it be Waterfront by Simple Minds? It has the line, come in, get out of the rain, which is kind of taking place in the sound clip. Trevor's Sonic Enigmas are fast becoming a Sunday highlight. Attempting to connect with the wavelengths of a nutter is a good way to cure a hangover each week. Keep up the God show. Regards, Julie from Planet Earth.
Finally,
Julie.
she's understood. This is the God show.
So, Trev, you bleeding megalomaniac. That's how Charles Manson started saying things like that. Sonic Enigma. Is it Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac? Is it, Trev?
No, but I like where they're going with that. Yeah, that's nice. Go your own way.
Go your own way. This is the way you should go to the lavvy in your own unique way, the way Trevor does it publicly on a radio station. Annoying idiom from someone else. A little bird told me, completely rubbish, as birds are not known for linguistic ability and are supposed to be bird-brained anyway, so what do they know? Unless originally coined as a simile for kiss and tell. A little bird told me. Oh, I see. Loved the show yesterday, even though you left me high and dry, you swine. Karen, the country girl from London. Well, you know, get in touch with us. Send us a text message at the show, Karen. Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah, don't
Why?
like that. I don't mind a little bird. I was just thinking that it's quite sweet.
I like
A
that
little
as well,
bird
yeah.
It's
told
a little
me.
bird told me because your nan used to say that.
A little bird told me you've been a naughty boy, Matthew.
Well, my nan wasn't Dot Cotton, but look a gift horse in the mouth. That's weird.
Why?
Never look a gift horse
No,
in the
that
mouth.
makes sense. If someone gives you a horse as a gift, you check the health of the horse by checking its teeth. And if someone's giving you that horse as a gift, don't go, well, I should just check its teeth before accepting it.
Right, I thought it was referring to the Trojan horse, and if you looked through the horse's mouth, you'd see all those little soldiers in there.
Yeah, but then you should look a gift horse
That's
in the
right.
mouth.
That's
They
why I
weren't
didn't
little
understand
soldiers,
it.
They were
It's
normal
not
sized
that.
soldiers.
Normal sized soldier. It's a big horse.
When someone says that, I see one of those donkeys with a hat on going with its teeth showing. That's why I don't like it.
Don't see that then. See something
How
else.
can it be in control? It's like synesthesia or whatever that thing is.
Synesthesia.
Once someone says something, I get that
Synesthesia.
here. It's a postcard of a donkey with a hat on.
We've got
With
no
its teeth
control.
showing.
We have no control over what we
help
have in
it.
our heads.
I like that image. I think it's nice. I like that donkey. I think he's handsome. Russell, I hate journalistic idioms, 11th hour bid, top level talks, fled on foot. Russell, you're now considering marriage, so does that mean you're throwing your hat into the ring? No, dear, that was my old lifestyle. Now I'm considering marriage. Oh, that's got to stop. I hate this phrase. Are my opinions and beliefs only worth the value of a small copper disc with some old crow's mugshot? Penny for your thoughts. Penny
Right.
for your thoughts. Penny
Yeah.
for your thoughts. I suppose I don't like the idea of, like, if you sat thinking of someone going, penny for your thoughts, you know, if you're all depressed and that, offering you a penny for it.
That's like builders when they say, cheer up, might never happen. People say that a lot, don't they?
Cheer up, might never happen.
To women, it's like, and women are always upset about it.
Depressing.
They say it to me sometimes as well, and that makes me feel all emasculated.
Blimey. So, okay, Russell, Matt and Trev. Is that Sonic thingy Killer in the Bathroom? Is it Trev?
You know, in the bathroom.
I don't know that song, no.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Who's it by? Mark will know.
Mirror in the Bathroom.
Mirror in the bathroom.
It's
Oh,
Mirror
that's
in the
it.
Bathroom, he's misunderstood it.
Glastonbury, 2004, Portugal v England. I was the drunken Scot who cheered when Portugal won on penalties. Sharp exit, Jack McCulloch. Oh, Jack, why? Yeah, okay, then let's have a track for heaven's sake. Should we listen to Coffee and TV and stop staggering through these idioms? Are you all right there, Abby?
I'm fine.
Is this everything you dreamed it'd be, being in here with Trevor grunting himself senseless and me occasionally reciting Shakespeare to raise the tone from the gutter?
It is, although I'm starting to regret telling my dad to listen.
You've had your dad listening?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Right, from now on, that we're going to make this show the sort of show that Abby's dad will be proud of.
Absolutely.
It's midday. We're going to listen to Coffee and TV. It's the top of our last hour. Let's make this last hour the best damn radio hour any of us have ever done. We'll call Noel Gallagher. We'll wake Karl Barat. We'll make radio history. Let's listen to Coffee and TV.
BBC Six Music.
Move over, Rover. Let Jimmy take over. That's all along the watchtower. Good, wasn't it? You're right, Matthew.
Yeah, I like that song.
So we're still trying to do Trevor's Sonic Enigma. What are you dashing about? Trevor's behaving like a bum detective today, right? He's sat reading the paper as if he's waiting for a case to come in. Then he's running about with a phone on his lap. What's going on,
I'm
mate?
trying to find a competition winner, aren't I?
Yeah, well, good luck, because your clues are ridiculous. Here's some more wrong answers. Luke reckons it's Waterloo by ABBA. He goes, there's water, and they're in a loo, aren't they? Justifying it. Preempting Trevor's attack. Go on, Trev.
Well, yeah, that's an entry, isn't it?
Rude man. It's an entry. It's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Okay, another wrong answer. I think it might be Breaking and Entering by Bucks Fizz. It's a little bit embarrassing suggesting that, especially if it's not right. Brilliant show. Really enjoyed Bob Dylan. That's from Edwina in Yorkshire. Is it Breaking and Entering by Bucks Fizz, Trev?
Well, if you really enjoyed Bob Dylan, you should not be suggesting an answer that involves Bucks Fizz.
She's embarrassed by
She
it,
says
Trevor.
she's
People are
embarrassed.
allowed to listen
Good.
to music. Stop being such a
That's
Nazi.
like you saying rude things and then saying Shakespeare afterwards.
I think that's
Doesn't
right
justify
that I
it.
do that. I think it's a nice thing that I do. My first... Oh, I've got to move a bit closer to the microphone. I'll drift over. Are you all right, Abby?
I'm fine.
Do you think have we raised the tone for your father?
Yeah, I think he's enjoying this.
Do you want to send any messages of love out to him?
Oh, well, I'd like to send a message of love out to my partner who actually, is meant to be here with me.
Why is your partner not here?
Well, I asked him this morning. I think he had an attack of nerves because I said, come along. And he went, no. And
Why do you think he was nervous? Probably because he knows Trevor's such a vile bully.
Well, I think because I said to him, are you a man or a mouse? And he said a mouse, and I know what Trevor does to those.
Kills them for pleasure, drowns them in a fish tank.
This is getting tiresome now.
It's not good. Is that what you say? I can imagine him saying that with his thumb on a mouse's skull. This is getting tiresome now. Goodbye, little mouse. Lights out. Out, brief candle. Have a bit more Shakespeare.
He's laughing at Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Trevor sometimes adapts his laugh. Do you remember that time, Matt, when he started laughing like a 70s sitcom character?
Yeah, he put his finger over his lips.
Yeah, go with his finger on his lips, and then pumping the air with his fist. Like that. It was really funny. Now he's
His
laughing
little
like
foot was
Eddie
going up
Murphy,
and down.
circa Raw. Don't laugh like huh? I thought it was like that.
It's not like that.
All right, sorry, I've never claimed to be able to... Right, this is another idiom thing. By the skin of your teeth, I don't like it, says Alice. It makes me think of pulling a loose-knit woolen scarf through your teeth. It don't even make sense, although I suppose that's the nature of the discussion.
Makes me think of, like, No, that sounds
Fine
disgusting.
skin.
But fine skin over your teeth. Imagine you woke up and there was a thin, like a gossamer thin bit of skin over it.
I'd like it.
Probably
Chicken
is.
skin. Imagine if it was all chicken skin over your teeth and you started all gumming away at each other. Nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Jenny from Melbourne goes, she don't like it when people say it's a bargain at half the price. When something represents good value for money, of course it would be a bargain if you're half the price. What is the point of this statement? It doesn't make sense. It's confusing. Jenny from
To
Melbourne.
show that it's not a bargain.
Yeah, but that's not what it's used for, Trev.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't understand any of these
You
phrases.
don't understand. Oh, yeah. Poor old Cocker Trevor Lucky. You don't understand the modern world. You don't, do you,
I
darling?
don't. I'm confused.
Okay, so, right, we're going to try and get someone with a right answer up. No, I just spoke to Noel in Ibiza. He's shocked.
Is he still
by
in
all these-
Ibiza?
Yeah, he's not gone to the World Cup. He's going for the Sweden game. He's shocked because my dad done an interview in the Daily Mirror yesterday. He said, if it's kiss and tell when a woman does it, what is it when your dad does it? And I said, child abuse, essentially. Let's have a listen to...
Something Trevor's always going on about.
Oh,
Banani sisters.
the Panani sisters.
That's not what they're called. They're called
What
the
are they called?
Papini sisters.
Papini sisters.
Trevor, but I think in a Freudian way, you revealed why you want to play their record because you're after sleeping with them.
I am
Like
not.
the internet cruising sex pest you've
must
Do you know
become.
what that
Tell him
word?
that.
Do you know what that word means that you said?
Papini sisters.
No, but you said.
They're
You said
Italian.
Panani
One
sisters.
of them's from Italy.
It's an idiom, Trev, used to describe a lady's privates, which you have mistakenly used when describing this band, which are called what, Matthew?
The Papini sisters.
The
And Trav's
Papini.
always going on about them.
Oh,
Nagging
the
away.
Papini sisters. Can we play them on the show?
They're
And then
really good.
eventually...
They are cool though.
They are good.
Well, I mean, I'm not having a go at them. I'm having a go at Trevor, trying to use our radio show like an extension of MySpace for something that he can trawl the world picking up chicks with.
Well, I wanted to do that, but you told me I wasn't allowed.
What, to use the radio? Oh, no, Matthew, because you and I have a certain kind of dignity that is alien to Trevor Locke, sat there, dressed up like an adolescent cast member from Last of the Summer Wine.
dressed as a peasant. Look, he's got an open shirt.
Yeah.
With that sort of what is
You
that?
are.
made
You're
of?
dressed like a noble peasant, just like some communist idealistic twerp. You're sat there like, look at him looking all round, all proud
I'm
of
turning the
himself.
cheeks. I'm turning the other cheeks.
Turning the other cheek. You're not Jesus, Trev. You're nothing like Jesus. If Jesus had spent his time cruising for chicks round Gethsemane, I don't think Christianity would ever have taken off.
Should we listen to this song then?
Let's listen to this song by some girls that Trevor's trying to womanize.
Stop it. No one believes that.
People do believe it. You wait till you see your MySpace tomorrow. Let's
Don't
have a listen
talk
to
over
them.
the phone.
Papini sisters there. They're like Trevor's forces, sweethearts. He's got mad crushes on them, ain't you, Trevor?
No, not at all. I just
That was
admire
Wuthering
their
Heights
music.
cover of the Kate Bush track. Good, that, wasn't it?
Do they do their own songs or are it all covers?
I think it's all covers. You have a look. They do a cover of a Smiths song there.
They
They
Panic. They do
yeah.
Panic. They do Heart of Glass. I'd like to have heard Heart of Glass. That'd have been good. They're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Trevor, so you want to get them in, do you, to further your quest to seduce them?
Don't say that.
Why?
Well, the way you were talking about them with Matthew during the record, I'm not going to repeat that because I'm above that.
What?
But I think the listeners
We
can
were talking
guess-
about the women in that
It's
football.
Zoo magazine.
Oh, well, you are. There you are. You just hung yourself by
I
your
said
own.
they looked
Just lying about in a
robotic.
studio.
You
We just
mentioned
looked
that
at
you
it.
look at Zoo magazine.
Matt said it's robotic, and I said it's an abomination the way women are treated by the lad press. You, meanwhile, Trev, were pressing your ghoulies up against the glass of the studio, troubling the assistant. Why do you behave like this? What's wrong with you?
No one believes you.
People
That's why
do that.
I don't mind you saying it because the listeners can make up their own minds.
Trevor! This is another idiom thing. Not really the same, but I like God looks after drunks and little children, although it does make the idea of underage drinking seem safer than it really is. Good to hear old Jimmy H on radio. One of those tracks you tend not to play yourself because it's so obvious. Bloody cheek. But mind you, we like to be a bit populist, don't we? When you hear it, it's so fantastic. I did enter the Sonic Enigma, but no words as yet. Oh, Tom Elmore, that is the right answer, mate. But I think we've got someone else on the line with the right answer. Hello there, Kirsten.
Hello.
Are you all right, my dear?
I am. I'm very well, thank you.
You ain't got anything you're worried about, have you?
Sorry?
You just sound like you've got something at the back of your mind.
Something on the back of my mind?
Yeah, at the back of your mind. Not on it, like a little grasping monkey, like that one out of Indiana Jones that betrayed Indiana Jones, even though it wore a waistcoat and I thought it was part of the human community.
No,
Is
I
it-
only keep secret things in the back of my mind.
Do
I'm
you?
not telling you what's there.
I'm interested in these secrets.
Sounds nice.
Does sound nice. So you've entered Trevor's Sonic Enigma. Do you think do you want to have? Should we have one more listen to it?
Yeah.
We'll talk over a bit because it's painfully long. Right. So this is it. There's some noise of water there.
What do you think you're doing? Why can't you use the front door like everyone else?
There's Trevor
Well,
squeaking and
I knocked,
squawking his way
but
through
there
the
was
line.
no answer, so I thought I'd find my own way in.
Wait, just let me put it. Don't look. Let me put a towel on.
how he behaves in the bathroom. I've walked in the bathroom by
Could
mistake.
end now.
I could end now. What's this bit you're writing?
What's all this for?
What's up
That
with you,
big
lad?
fade on the end and everything.
Big fade at the end. How does your mind work, Trev? Okay, so Kirsten, what is that?
That is, she came in through the bathroom window.
By?
The Beatles.
Is that the right answer, Trevor?
It jolly well is!
Hey, well done, Kirsten. That's good.
Well done, Kirsten. Thanks
So
very much.
now we'll go through the rigmarole of Trevor promising you a prize that he'll never give you. Abby, have you had a prize, last week's winner?
No prize.
No prize as yet. So, Kirsten, do you want to come down next week, join us at the show?
I'd love to, but I'm not going to be in London.
Can't be bothered. Fair enough. That's because, Trevor, people don't trust you anymore. You've diminished the trust.
It's all
of
in
them.
the anticipation, so, the longer you have to wait for it, the better the prize will be.
Well,
What would you like to win?
It'll probably get flung on your coffin. It'll be a DVD of the Chuckle Brothers. Trev going past on his moped, going, here, have that. Enjoy that in the next world, baby.
What sort of prize would you like, Kirsten?
I don't know. I didn't enter for the prize,
Good.
just for the honour of winning.
Well, that's
Well
not quite
done.
true, because that was the first thing you asked me when I rang you up.
I know. I know, but I just wanted to
What
sound
I
good.
won? That's what you wanted to know.
Nothing. You won't win anything because Trevor. Matt's
you
still
do.
not giving that Bob Dylan CD to that person, have you?
No, but I'm just,
You can't be bothered now, and that's what I knew would happen even when you
But
made
she's
that
had her
pledge.
prizes.
Look at him trying to fight back.
She doesn't
from this.
actually know that she was meant to get that.
Exactly, she's had prizes.
Dishonourable. You're very dishonourable men. Okay, so we're going to talk to Noel Gallagher in a minute. Kirsten, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Should we listen to that track?
Let's listen to that track, Matthew. Take care, Kirsten.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so, she came in through the bathroom window, did she? That was the correct answer to Trevor Locke's Sonic Enigma. Trev, you pleased with how the Sonic Enigma went this week?
Yeah, reasonably pleased, yeah.
Why only reasonably? What possible qualification could there be?
Well, it was a bit controversial again, wasn't it?
It was too long.
It was too long.
And you claim you were ill when you did it.
Yeah, but
wrong
next
with
week's
you?
going to be an absolute blinder.
I hope so, Trev.
And I'll
Really
record
let
in
us all
YouTube.
down.
Do one that's just as short as possible. Just
will
do
do.
one that's like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is from Kate from China. Remember Kate from China? I've just started listening, so someone's probably said this already, but I hate when people say you should keep your eyes peeled. I can't stand the thought of anything going near my eyes. The thought of actually peeling them sends shivers down my spine.
Yeah.
Horrible to peel
That makes me
your
think of
eyes.
pickled onions. Peeled
Does it?
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what was the thing? Oh, right, here we go. Dear old Russ, I'm very fond of your show, says Philippa, but frankly, your perpetual mocking of Trevor and his rodent incidents upsets me. It's easy to have such an accident with small mammals. He might have loved that creature. He probably remembers the little mousy christening. I weren't allowed no champagne. I only ate christening and baptising little mice. Despite this, I continue to listen, and I do love the music you play, apart from the barbershop Kate Bush. Ah, Trevor likes that. It's Trevor trying to get a girlfriend. Made me feel like there was some sort of great cosmic disturbance. I can't figure out how to get tickets to your Sunday night gigs. This is a problem. Can you help me? I don't know. Perhaps we can. I don't know. I'll try and help you to come and see me do stand-up comedy. So, Trevor, you want those girls to come in and do a set, do you?
Well, why not? We don't have a competition winner in next week because she's
All
gone
right.
away on holiday. So
All right, we'll try and get those people in. Try and organise it, Trevor. It'd be nice to have those
But you
people
can't
in.
call them the Panani sisters to their face.
Don't call them that,
sisters.
Trev. When they're actually here, don't make any
You
reference.
say that, then
they said that to me. They called themselves the
You
Pupanani
liar.
sisters in
Poo
Lima.
poo nan, it's getting worse.
I don't know what it is.
Now, what
What's
that
the
is, that's a
phrase?
sexual accident you're describing now. A disgusting and unhygienic.
What is the phrase?
Mucky devil. What?
What is the phrase?
What
Papini
phrase?
What does
sisters.
the Papini? I know they're called the Papini sisters.
Yeah,
What's the
stop
wrong
calling
way
them
of
the
calling
Keep
it?
saying it, 'cause I think it's
Punani
probably
sisters,
a-
isn't it?
an illegal word.
Revolting the way you carry on. Okay, so we've got a track before the news, have we? Right, this is a session track from the Hub last week, Sergio Mendes. That'd be good. Then we're going to have a little bit of news, see what's going on in the world. Then Noel's coming on the phone. We'll have a right laugh. Made man burn. I just thought there was something that I needed to say, and I can't remember what it was anymore.
Probably the text address or something.
Yeah, text us if you want, 64046. Oh, yeah! Let's set a challenge for Trev, right? What we're going to do is text us ideas for a challenge you'd like Trev to do before next week, right? We're thinking something like, just something to humiliate him a bit, then he can tell us about it next week on the show. That'd be good, wouldn't it, Trev?
Well, I think that might not be a humiliating challenge. I think the listeners might rally to my support and
No, I
send me on a
think you
nice
Let's not
thing
pick
to
one
do.
if it's not humiliating.
It
You
should
think
be-
of a suggestion, something you'd like him to do. What do you think, Matt?
I think you should be forced to go and have new clothes. Do you remember when we put him in skinny jeans
Didn't
in
he
that
look
shop?
funny?
Really modern clothes and a haircut.
Yeah, let's dress him up all nice for next week. Something like that. Or if you can think of a better one, text it to 64046 or russell.6music@bbc.co.uk.
If we get those girls to come in, then it'd be good if he looks really good.
Make him go to an S&M club or something. That'd be
Don't
good.
say that.
Why not? Let's make him go to an
And those
S&M.
girls are from the 40s anyway. They dress up like they're from the 40s, like the Andrews sisters.
Well, you're not doing that. That's what we're trying to break you out of.
Nothing that sends you back to pre-war Britain. Okay, let's listen to Sergio Mendes from The Hub last week.
Save 6 Music.
Sergio Mendes, that was done here, was it? That's exciting. At The Hub on Friday. There'll be another Hub, of course, this Friday. We talked about these challenges for Trev. Someone's already said, I reckon you should make Trev go and be a supply teacher for a day. He'd be good at that, I reckon. He'd be good at being a weak-willed, listless, rubbish
I think
supply
you should be a
teacher.
transsexual supply teacher like that person earlier.
Yeah, Trev, get a frock on.
We've got to do that as well. We promised we'd dress up as women.
Aaron, I know we did. Aaron, you promised it, Matt, and keep going on
you
about
do
it
it.
like a perv.
I do like it.
Well, come on then.
Well,
Nothing's
do it
stopping
then.
you.
It's no problem. Do it in your own time. Aaron Gatwick says, I would like to challenge Trevor to suck on lemons during each song in next week's show and see how this affects both his speech and general demeanour. It's a good suggestion. Let's make him do that.
I don't think that's nice. I think it's
All right.
unpleasant.
I don't think that'll do anything to his demeanour, though.
I think it would.
Might
I think
help
it would
my
wind him
cold.
up.
The sour face.
Make him do it. We could make him do it. Aaron, that's a really good idea. Okay, let's go into the news. Afterwards, we'll have a chat with Noel, and we've got some more funny things to read you. But first, some news. That's Booker T doing Green Onions. You listen to Russell Brand on 6 Music. I'm here with Matt Morgan and Trevor Locke and our competition winner, Abby. Matt and Trevor have both been a bit listless in their ways this morning. Matt, because he's been off at a festival. Trevor, I think, because he's dressed like some sort of peasant or something. It's affecting him oddly. Quickly, Tom Elmore says, like, can I come on next week instead? I would have won. That's true. He did have the right answer. He did get that through the
He didn't
back
answer his
window
phone, though,
thing.
did he? So.
Yeah, bathroom window thing. I would have won. Also, I think that girl was somewhat inconsiderate hogging the competition if she didn't actually want to win when someone... Well, because she probably presumed that she wouldn't get the prize because no one else ever
Can you
has
stop
done.
touching your nipple like that? Yes,
How would you like me to
unnerving.
touch it? I was
We have
just
a competition winner,
absent-mindedly fiddling with my nipple. Abby, does it bother you, dear?
No, I think it's quite nice, actually.
There
I think
you
you
go.
Well, I
should
don't.
continue.
It's putting me right off.
I'll tell you what,
You're
then.
a square. You're an old-fashioned radio
You
DJ.
fuddy-duddy. Well, you're like Alan Fluff
What are
Freeman.
you doing to it?
I'm
He's just getting it up, isn't he?
getting it hard, baby.
Disgusting. Why have you got your hands on your hips in your peasant
Anyway,
shirt?
Tom, you can come in. Let's let Tom
Yeah,
can come in.
Tom can
come in, mate.
Well
Yeah,
done for
come
being
in.
so
You've done
bold.
well, you can have the prize.
Yeah,
It's
it
nice
pays
of you
to
to
ask.
ask. We've got Noel on the line. All right, Noel.
All right, Russ.
How's it going, mate?
Sensational.
Really? What, you're in IB for still?
I'm still out here, yeah, man.
Have you been listening to the show today?
Unfortunately, I've managed to catch a bit of it, yeah.
What do you mean, unfortunately? It's going well.
No, it's that, what's his face is, Sonic, what does he call it?
Trevor and his Sonic Enigma.
I got it, but it was rubbish, but I got it.
Did you?
It was rubbish.
Yeah.
You're right. No, it was really
Yeah,
rubbish.
it was appalling. What was the squeaky voice at the beginning? Were you trying to be a woman or something?
Yeah, I think so. I was being really ill. I had a temperature and I came
If
in
only
and
he
I was...
only tried to be a woman when he was doing those competitions. He lives his life essentially as one.
Really?
Scuttling about in a frock. Yeah. Did you hear that bit where he was trying to chat up them girls? Like there's these women, what they called the Panini sisters.
Pooping
No, what's that?
Oh, Trevor fancies these girls and he's trying to get us to bring them into the studio.
don't.
Have you not got a missus, Trevor?
I do, and they abuse
What's
that.
she going to think about it?
Yeah,
Oh,
think
God,
about
don't,
it,
Don't
Trev.
get into
She
this.
lives in another country now.
Look.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she does.
Been driven away by him, of course. We were like, we're going to next week, right? No, we're going to do a challenge for Trevor. Like,
Right.
Trev's got to do a challenge. Some people have listen to some of these suggestions for Trevor's challenge. I think Trevor Locke should have his navel piercing renewed, and he should wear hipsters and a skimpy t-shirt with a picture of a hamster. That's Brendan from Weybridge. That'd be a good challenge for Trev, wouldn't it?
That'd be brilliant. I think you should try and be funny.
Try and be funny. Could you think you could do that, Trev, ever?
Oh,
in a
thanks
million
very much,
years?
Noel. Thanks a lot for that, mate. Cheers.
Another suggestion. Russ, get someone to wax Trevor's chest or back on hair. On air. Oh, yeah.
Hair, maybe. Eh?
That'd be all right. That's from Dale. You could make Trevor refer to the Panini sisters with a different wrong name each time he talks to them on the show next week. Might be cruel on them, though. That's Ben from Edinburgh.
Are the Puberty sisters famous? Are they like the Nolan sisters or
I
something?
don't know.
They want to be famous. They're up and coming new band, and they do sort of classic songs in an old style 40s jazz singing way.
They're going to be huge.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
That's just us describing them. Wait till you hear them.
That sounds something akin to Simply Red on acid.
Yeah. That's a party I'd like to go to, particularly if he had a bad one. Might be amusing. Could push him over the edge. Make Trevor dress like the midget from Fantasy Island and make him speak all squeaky like he used to for the duration of the show. That would be good. Addy.
Oh, what was his name? What was that character's
Odd
name?
job.
Tattoo he was called, not Odd Job.
Who's Odd
Odd
Job?
Job was in James Bond,
So
wasn't
James Bond, Matt, you poor confused
he, had
soul.
he had a funny hat. that could cut things.
Here's a good suggestion from Luke. Russell, you know how you can get basically any girl you like at the moment? Oh, well, you, Luke. Because you're so damn popular and classy like. Well, set up a date with a stunner, then send Trevor along claiming that you're busy and that he's your replacement. Record some of it and put it on the show. It'll be all right. Could do that, couldn't we?
We should do all these things. It should be a regular thing.
They're all brilliant. We'll keep these and we're going to try and do all of them. No, you ain't seen, because you're in a beefy, you won't have seen The People today, and perhaps because you don't read trash newspapers.
No, I seen The Mirror in the week, though. Or was it yesterday, was it?
Yeah, my dad done an interview with The Mirror. What did you think of that, then?
I like the bit where because you kick drugs, he referred to you as being strong like a lion.
Really?
I am strong like a lion.
Like a lion. Yeah, well, I mean, there are many smackhead lions. Have you met any?
Not really. I think I'd ruin a lion's career. I think maybe the cowardly lion out of The Wizard of Oz had a problem with some sort of amphetamine.
Well, Clarence, the cross-eyed lion in Duck Tower, he looked like it was on drugs, didn't it?
Yeah, so, I mean, there is a history of lions and narcotic abuse that my dad's tapped into there. Today's story's good as well. It's about, like, me, it's mostly about me begging for threesomes with cheap street prostitutes. I specified cheap street prostitutes.
Not again.
Yeah, that's getting boring, isn't it? I've not done that, though. It's not true.
Are you sure you're not putting these stories in yourself, though?
Honestly, I'm not.
Because although it must be embarrassing for your parents and all that, but it actually kind of makes you sound quite cool, doesn't it?
Do you think so?
Well,
not the cheap street ones.
I reckon to a 25-year-old, you must be like some 25-year-old virile young man's god, I would have thought, isn't it?
No, I suppose so. All right, well, let's look at it like that.
Are you sure you're not doing it yourself?
I'm not doing it, right? It goes here, it says like, it says here, like it says, Russell will be...
Were you wearing your cape, by the way, when all this was going on?
Huh?
Were you wearing your cape?
Yeah, I haven't got a cape. That's another thing.
Well, your dad reckons you got a cape, hasn't he?
Yeah, it says that in that article yesterday in the Mirror.
Says you got a cape.
That I sweep back to my mum's house in Essex wearing a cape. I go back there like a vampire.
Why do you say that?
So you don't... I so want it all to be true, though.
Yeah, all right, I'll get a cape. I can live up to that, Noel.
Where's me cape?
Fetch my cape and my cane and my top hat. I'm going out into the night. Saddle the horses.
Slightly more embarrassing, you have a stylist as well, I believe.
Oh,
That is embarrassing. Well
What's
done,
embarrassing
Noel.
about
Well
that?
done for saying that.
She's Sharon. She's my mate. I've been mates with her for 7 years.
I think it's the once you refuse to dress yourself, it's the end, man. Before it's even begun, it's the
Ben
end.
Knowles had some clothes bought
Come
for him.
on, Noel.
Never.
You've had styling.
Is that what's his name, or is that Matt?
That's Matt kicking off.
Well, you definitely haven't got a stylist because I've seen you anyway, but that's a fact. But
Yes.
Russell shouldn't. I'm kind of disappointed that Russ doesn't get out of bed looking like that, man.
Well, the things that go on in my bed, it's a miracle I get out of it at all, Noel, for Christ's sake. I think I should be applauded. Listen to some of the things that it says in Cassie Sumner's story, who I thought was quite a nice girl, went out of her for a while, met her parents.
No, it's not that girl that was with you that night we was out, was it?
No.
No. She sold her story yet? No.
Read about her next week.
It
says, these are some of the things that Cassie says. Asked her to punish me for being a naughty boy. I've never asked people to punish me for being a naughty boy. I enjoy getting away with it. Enjoys squeezing into her skimpy panties. Don't do that.
What's this thing where you dress up as a geeky boy?
Oh, right, I did do that. It says dressed up as a geeky boy for the act of love, right? Because I'll do a character, where I talk like that, called Warren. I used to do puppet shows with dead animals, and I did do that. I did dress
in a sexual situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's fine.
Fine.
And what's this? Would do funny dances in front of her.
Right, now that funny dance, because it says here that I was always begging her for... it says that Russell would always ask her to participate in group sex, but she always says no. She never. We once had a threesome. Nice it was, right? What happened was, right, we had this threesome, but it's embarrassing if you're in a threesome situation, because if you're the fella, you have to embarrass yourself a little bit because you've got so much power.
Huh?
Was it two chicks, or was it you and Locke?
No, me and Cocky Lockie.
No.
You couldn't have Trevor Locke in a threesome situation. No. Parping and grunting his way through life. It'd be awfully embarrassing. No, it's me, Cassie, and some other girl, right? And at the beginning bit, I had to do some erotic dancing to set the mood, and I put on Michael Jackson.
You had to?
Well, I didn't. There was an atmosphere there because everyone was, I suppose, the anticipation of there being a threesome. I don't know if you've ever been in threesomes. There's sometimes a funny atmosphere. Come on, Noel, you're a rock and roll star. Don't muck about. Right? So
I've never been involved in a threesome.
Come on.
No,
you and your kid.
With his stylist and his hairdresser.
The pair of them. Well, anyway.
Well, I have got two brothers, but I think that's frowned upon, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you, Liam, and Paul should be lining up, the pair of you.
Where have you heard that?
No, no one's making any claims in that area. But I'm just saying, at the beginning of it, like, to make sure that it was a nice accent. There's nothing wrong with doing stuff like that if you're single. It's a right laugh. But anyway, at the beginning, I had to do some erotic dancing. I go, shall I do some erotic dancing to break the ice? And it was sort of a joke, because I don't like dancing. I find it dead embarrassing. It makes me shy, except on the radio show, I quite like it. I put on Michael Jackson, Rock With You, and I had to do erotic dancing, and they wouldn't let me do it laughing. Like, every time I started laughing, they was, no, you've got to do it all dead serious and that. It's embarrassing that to do serious erotic dancing.
You sound like the victim in this situation.
I was, Matthew. I don't think...
When was this supposed to have taken place? Is this while you were on drugs, or is this like kind of recently? Now you're on mineral water and Weetabix.
I was high on Weetabix. Okay. It was like
is it recently, or was it when you were with glue sniffer or whatever it was you used to do?
There's a few. I think that I was just coming out from beneath the drug brella, or I might have still been on drugs.
So you're right. All right. So you were still vulnerable to a bit of the old.
I was very vulnerable, Noel, and my way of dealing with that vulnerability was the occasional threesome. Well, I'm so sorry as a single man I had threesome. The other thing that it goes on about in here is me like throwing a tantrum because she bought the wrong cat food. Ridiculous.
Yeah, but wasn't there one last week where you were stamping your feet as well? Yeah. So it's kind of becoming a regular thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, stamping my feet and saying, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, and bashing my cane. That could be a euphemism for something else, though, couldn't it?
It could easily be. Bashing my cane is something we should stay well clear of, although we are just quite casually talking about threesomes now on a Sunday afternoon. But like we said, I think if you're a child and you're listening to that, you just wouldn't know what it all meant and you wouldn't be bothered. Who cares anyway? We're all alive, ain't we, Noel?
What is the truth, though?
Well, the truth is, I went out with her for a while. She was a dead nice girl. Seemed to I weren't very well at the time. I think we had a lovely, nice time. And now apparently it's a friend that sold this story.
Oh, so it's the other girl, is it?
It can't be because I think it's her.
Yeah, it could be number 3 in the threesome, couldn't it?
Could be the third one. Nice, as I remember. I thought the whole business was rather good fun.
Hey, look, did you enjoy yourself?
I had a lovely time, and it was.
Well, that's all that matters, anyway, isn't it?
Well, it's not really.
Did they enjoy themselves?
They enjoyed themselves. I enjoyed myself. I'm getting pleased. They're getting pleased. She's made a few quid out of it, selling the story.
There
Everyone's
you go.
a winner.
You look cool to the kids. Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner. Who's been hurt in this? It's a lovely story. Okay, Noel, so, have you got anything to... Oh, yeah, we're talking about festival stories and challenges for Trevor Lock. Do you have any festival stories or World Cup stories or a challenge for Trevor Lock? Funny things that have happened to you during World Cup. Like, for example, I remember in '86, the next day at school, Jamie Dawkins goes, the match against Argentina is being replayed because it's been conclusively proven that Maradona handled the ball. And I sort of believed him because Jamie Dawkins was really hard. He was harder than the kids in the year above us, even though, this is at sort of primary school. And it was a lie. The match was not replayed. And, I haven't
got any World Cup stories, but... I never went to any festivals until obviously I started playing them. But I kind of got vague memories of Glastonbury in '94 being led to the stage by somebody from the Glastonbury organisation to take me to play on one of the stages, and I was trying to convince her that I'd played the day before because I was a little bit friar-tucked.
Were you? You're a bit fried. Oh, we done it yesterday.
Yeah, I did. I thought I played the day before because I was a little bit inebriated.
You genuinely believed you'd already done it?
The only other stories are... being idolised by 110,000 people a night, but you don't want to know that, do you?
No, I don't think any of us are interested anymore of your arrogant boasts.
You can't really top that headlining them, can you?
You can't really. How can you top that? Good. Yeah. Exciting to be an Oasis. All right, should we play some music then? Let's play the Pixies, shall we, everyone? Come on, don't you like the Pixies, Noel?
Yeah, I like This Monkey's Gone to Heaven, but apart from that, a bit rubbish.
Absolutely. Well done, Noel. Well said.
I love the Pixies. This next song's good.
What? Yeah, but you look like you love the Pixies.
Yeah, Matt does. He does.
Hang on, what's this about what I look like? That's two digs.
Pixie lover.
Good. Let's have a little dig at Matt. He sits there all gloated, stinking of booze from yesterday.
Yeah, you love actual Pixies.
Well,
the Irish ones.
From what I can remember, Matt takes the casual look to its extreme.
He does. He takes it almost to some
not true.
giddy hobo entity.
There you go.
He doesn't look like he's even got an house.
You should see Russell today, Noel. He looks a right tramp.
I am dressed down a little bit. We've all been under a lot of pressure this weekend. We've had a lot of work on.
Oh, yeah, but who dressed you down? Was it Sarah, your stylist?
All right, yeah, let's attack me. Attack old Russ, just for the crime of being different.
Hey, it was your birthday this week, wasn't it, by the way?
Yeah, it was.
How old is you?
31.
31?
Yeah.
Wow, well done.
Thank you, I've not died. I'm still alive.
Oh, well done. You're there, man. Anyway, happy birthday. I don't know how I know that. I must have read that somewhere.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you read that instead of the filth and lies.
Well, it was my birthday last Monday.
Oh, was it?
Last Monday or the Monday before.
Oh, we're both Geminis then, does that mean?
That means we are both Gemini.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Two?
This is great radio. This really is.
Did you get anything exciting for your birthday?
Not really. Here, read my column in The Guardian, Noel, about like World Cups and that in Guardian Sport from yesterday. It's ever so funny.
Really? I don't get the Guardian out here, obviously, do I?
Don't you? You can just get. Oh, you can just read
They
about.
They don't sell posh papers out here. They only sell a rubbish one.
Also, I need to talk to you about that charity gig that you've got to do that you've promised to do for them junkies.
Yeah, you're not letting that go, are you?
No, I'm not. It'll be really good. It'll be good that in London. It's
Yeah, well, all right. I mean, November's a long way away. I mean, we could be anywhere. You could be. You could be in Hollywood by November, couldn't you?
Well, that's true, yeah, the way things are going. Or I could also be benefiting from that charity. I could have relapsed from all the pressure.
Oh, that would be great. I'd like to know. I'd like to have known the other Russell, I think.
No,
not that I'm not pleased about knowing you now, but the other Russell, I reckon he was fun.
He was fun for about... No, he needed an off switch, which he didn't have.
Didn't have an off switch, no.
I'm not saying it'd be fun for you, Matt, because you got to look after him, but I reckon I could have dipped in and out of his life and had a right good laugh with him, I reckon.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Funny to watch from a bit of a distance, I suppose, but, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like reading about it from a distance now, really. I mean, you sound like quite fun now with the threesomes and all that, and the cane.
Threesomes and the cane.
The stamping of the feet and all that malarkey. I can kind of dip in and out of that. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, so hey, there's no reason you and I can't remain friends for the rest of our lives. Let's
You rest assured knowing that you're providing me with a slight... But actually, it's a good service. I can read it and think, he's off his tits, man. He's great now.
Really? What, you're titillated from a distance, vicariously?
I wouldn't use the word titillated because that kind of conjures up images of something else.
Yeah.
I do smirk over my Weetabix, though, when I read stuff about canes and lions and stuff like that, you know.
It's good. It's a wonderful world I'm living in now. Right, listen, we better go to pizza. I can't just because of your history and charisma let you just chat for hours on end.
I bore the arse off my missus, believe you me.
This has just become a conversation. I'll ring you up afterwards. And if you're any kind of a man, you'd sort me out of tickets in Germany.
So, yeah, well, I can't see. I get them through my mate Gary from Adidas.
Okay. Well,
so I can't see. I'm kind of blagging them off someone else. But if I had I mean, I'm not a ticket touter, but my mate is.
Okay, well...
You could probably get your tickets, but you'd have to pay through the nose for them.
No problem, I'll pay through the nose. Listen, what are we going to go to?
That's an idiom.
Look, because you've taken up so much time, we're going to Duran Duran now. God knows what opinions that's going to evoke in you. The reflex.
It's a reflex, right. Look, I'm out of it. I'll see you in a bit.
Hey, take it easy, Noel.
See you later,
Bye.
Noel.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Let's listen to Duran Duran. Take care, mate. Right, the reflex, Duran Duran. Noel Gallagher. Oh, once he starts, hey, fly me. Where is this reflex, then?
It's coming. It's a slow beginning.
It is a slow beginning. Okay.
BBC Six Music.